Welcome everyone to Haven of Horror. As always, we have Robert, uh, Clone Wild, and for the first time in a long time on camera, we have Noah, the hybrid.
Yay.
Oh, wait, which hybrid am I?
You're the resurrection hybrid.
Of course you give me the Resurrection hybrid, because you know I hate that movie, but...
Yeah, because you're wrong. But in case you couldn't tell from the thumbnail, the video description, or even our background of the spooky alien, we're here to talk about the Alien franchise. And there can only ever be three, so we couldn't get Noah on for the Predator ranking, and now we couldn't get Hayden for the Alien ranking.
It's part of our contract. One is not allowed to be on camera with the other. It's just
Oh,
what it is.
okay, that makes sense. But I feel like, Noah, if you had to pick, you would probably rather talk about the Alien franchise, yeah? Or do you prefer Predator?
Yeah, I think so. We've kind of had this debate multiple times on the channel.
This is no debate. It's just me asking, which one you prefer.
No. So I'm just talking about, the Alien and Predator franchises, like comparing them. I am more of an Alien fan, even though it is probably a worse franchise.
That's fair.
I love the Xenomorph. It's one of my favorite creatures in cinema, and I rewatching through these. Weirdly enough, I usually think of the Alien franchise similar to like the Terminator franchise, where it's like I only care about the first two, and then the rest are bad. Rewatching this, I didn't exactly have that experience. There's a lot of stuff I appreciate in almost every movie, but the first two are like two of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah, I'd say there's only two movies in this franchise, and we're at what? Not uh, okay, two solo Alien movies, not counting the AVP, but they will be on our lists. If I count the AVP, then there's like three out of what number are we on now?
9.
9. 3 out of 9 that I think are bad.
Yeah. Coincidentally, now tied with the Predator, both the Alien franchise and the Predator franchise are each 9 total, which is really weird as of this recording, but that's where we're at.
That is very strange. Anime fan is in the chat. Welcome in. I don't know the Alien films very well, but my guess is that everybody's going to have the first two films at the top. Well, you will just have to wait and see, sir. I have no comment on that. So, Noah, I don't remember. Had you seen the Alien movies like before? Because I know we've watched them at least once. Had you seen them before then, or?
Yeah, I think I'd watched through the whole series before we like met and started doing videos and stuff together.
Mm-hmm.
It was actually Predator. That was the franchise I came to real late.
Okay.
I hadn't seen any of those until a few years ago.
Okay. I remember vividly renting the first 4, because at the time that was all there was, when I was like 14. And this is going to make me sound really dumb, but I had just gotten into horror, and obviously I've said multiple times, my gateway into horror was Jason X, so I was looking for more Jason X. And Alien was not that. So you would have hated me when I first watched those, because the only one of them that I liked was Resurrection. I have obviously now since changed and matured. But yeah, I always preferred Predator. I still prefer Predator as a franchise, but the good movies in this franchise are really fucking good.
Yeah, I very much have the same thing I have with Nightmare versus Friday, where yeah, technically Friday is maybe the better franchise because it's more consistent in terms of movies that are watchable. But Nightmare has some of my favorite horror movies of all time. So.
Noah, you've personally offended me.
And I also like Freddy Krueger more than Jason Voorhees.
Oh,
sorry.
Tyler's in the chat. Noah, you had a costume upgrade. You upgraded your armor.
Oh yeah, technically, I guess.
I don't know.
Just like a shirt
Yeah.
over another shirt.
That's a costume now. And then he wants to know, Robert, what figures do you have up? I know this isn't what he meant, but the way he worded it, what figures do you have up the back?
Well, up my back, I got the Xenomorph right here, which unfortunately you can't really see on camera, but I showed it on the last live stream. So check that out if you missed it. And of course, I got Ripley from
Hey,
Aliens, one of my favorite figures that I own. Hope it doesn't fall over. And then I got a Ripley Funko Pop of her holding Jonesy the cat, which is pretty fun.
Nice.
And then I got
Jonesy.
I got the various movies behind me.
So I'm gonna read this and then we'll get started. Anime fan says Robert seems to consistently put a lot of effort into the background. He does, and we appreciate it. I unfortunately do not have any way to display things other than just you can see my film collection back there, but I don't have like a.
I put a lot of effort into my background.
You did.
Behind me.
You're in that. What is that? What's that YouTuber movie? The Backrooms or whatever. You're in the
Yeah,
Backrooms.
That's actually the portal to it right there.
That's cool. So I think we all rewatched all of them, including I know at least Robert watched the 2 AVP movies. I did not because I watched those when we did the Predator ranking. So I'd seen them recently. So we'll do this like the Predator. We'll just each go around and say like our number 9, our number 10, 8, blah blah blah, and then we'll talk about it. And then like if your number 8 we've already talked about, we'll just move on, unless there's something else that we want to say. So I will go ahead and get us started. To no one's surprise, my number 9 is Alien vs. Predator Requiem.
Oh my god!
This is a movie that I really want to like. There's elements the elements are there. You got the crappy human cast that I want to watch die in horrific ways. Oh, and Tyler asked, are these on the theatrical cuts? Yes, this is all theatrical cuts. But I might briefly mention like the Aliens special edition or the assembly cut. To be fair, but we're not judging those for a ranking, if that makes sense. But yeah, so AVPR has all the elements that I should like. The Pred Alien is cool in theory. It has a really cool Predator. I like how mean-spirited it is at times. I like the setting of just unleashing aliens on a small town. But it has some of the worst cinematography that I have ever seen in a major motion picture. And that ruins the whole thing because all those things that I mentioned are only cool if I can see them.
Yeah, obviously, this movie is infamous for its lighting and how difficult it is to see. And then in the 2020s, that's just become the norm for some reason. Back then, in like 2007 or whatever, that
Before
was
the
actually a
dark
novelty.
times. Literally.
But aside from just the shitty lighting, like it's also a very poorly directed and poorly edited movie. I forgot until my rewatch just how much of the mid 2000s shaky cam and close ups and quick cuts are in there. It's just like like it's just so, which is a real shame because one thing I would say the Alien franchise has going for it over the Predator franchise is Alien is a very director driven franchise for the most part, whether you like the movies, the individual movies or not. They're very director driven with very different styles from movie to movie. This one doesn't have that. I think this is easily the worst directed Alien movie. Not to throw too much shit at the brothers Strauss. I don't know if they've made anything good. Apparently they were like VFX guys before getting this movie, but
It feels
a very
really
poorly directed movie.
And it feels really like hastily slapped together, which is funny because I think it's like 5 years after the first one, and the first one was arguably more slapped together.
Yeah, like this was not a rushed out sequel by any means. I mean, it was 3 years later, but still. Like,
okay, 3 years.
3 years is a while.
Still some time.
And it's like what most of these movies also have going for them is some interesting ideas, whether as just a hard sci-fi movie or a schlock. Most of them have ideas that make them interesting and different. This movie has no ideas. You can't even give this movie credit for the Pred Alien because that was set up at the end of the previous one.
First one.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing original about this movie.
This it like kind of attempts to be a bit more sleazy and schlocky,
Yes.
And it doesn't really work on that level. Like
I don't think so.
It's very mean spirited, but it's not mean spirited in like a fun way. Like I'm not having fun watching it, and like we keep alluding to, I can't see what's happening in the movie at all. So none of that even matters. I'll just say that this is also my number 9. Uh, it is. I'll just say right now, like I was alluding to earlier, it is the only movie on this list that I outright dislike. In
Okay.
any way. There's things I appreciate in each of the movies going forward, even if they're not great.
Yeah. Anime just said he figured he'd come out and see us live because he's been watching the Smallville streams again. Well, we appreciate it. Always appreciate seeing in the chat. Yeah, like I said, on paper, this is a movie made for me. But then you see the execution, it's like, oh, okay, well. And I saw this in theaters. I was so excited. I thought the trailers looked great.
Oh, John, you poor soul.
I know. Because I loved the first one. I didn't really have like a lot of context for it at the time, but I was like, oh, monsters fighting, that's all I want. And I could have been satisfied with that, but even the monster fights in this suck.
They're not very good. I mean, the Predator gets like a whip weapon. That's kind of cool. I guess that's new.
That might be the one positive is the main Predator wolf is awesome, and he's wasted in this movie.
And it just in terms of the costume, much better than the Predator costumes in the first Alien versus Predator.
I was gonna say that's maybe one of the improvements. I don't really like the black Predators in the first.
Yeah, no, they look rough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all of the makeup's good. Like all the practical stuff is good. There's of course also plenty of terrible CGI in this, which is unfortunate. And yeah, it's just and I'm kind of with John in wishing like, yeah, just give me schlock, just give me dumb characters I want to see get killed off. But then don't name one of them Dallas. Don't give one of them the get to the chopper line. Like don't remind me of the better movies.
Tyler asked real quick, did I have a Predator movie under Requiem? So I went and checked, and I did. I have The Predator. I don't know. Those are both bad. They're in different ways, but equally, like, I don't want to watch either of them. I don't know. Go back and watch our Predator ranking video to see what I said about that.
Well,
I think Shane Black's The Predator is a masterpiece.
Well, that's why you had to be on there to defend it.
I wish I was there. I don't know. I just wasn't able to be there that night.
No, it's all good. Robert and I have already talked a lot about Requiem when we did the Predator video. So, Noah, unless there's anything else you'd like to say about it, we'll move on.
Yeah, not really other than, like I said, it's mean-spirited, but not in a fun way. And I think if it was going for that meaner direction, it needed to, I guess, be a goofier movie or like a bit more self-aware than what it is, but it is so self-serious.
Yeah.
Other than that, yeah, I'm struggling to make a lot of points about this movie because it's really a movie I've only seen like twice and never sticks in my memory. It's very forgettable.
Yeah, that's fair.
We can move on.
So Noah, you confirmed that was your number 9. Robert, is that your number 9 as well, or do you have something else?
It is also my number 9.
Okay, so we're all in agreement.
As it was on the Predator ranking. That one I predicted. I thought we might all have Requiem dead last, so all on the same page there.
All right, Robert, go ahead and give us your number 8.
My number 8, this will be the first upset of the night. My number 8 is Alien 3 from 1992. Don't like this movie.
Oh, go on, Robert.
Yeah, I don't like this movie. I've never liked this movie. I don't hate this movie as much as I used to. Like, I've made peace with it. Like, it exists. People like it. Fine. Like, I don't care anymore. Like, to be clear, Noah, I'm not somebody who's like, oh, I wish they made my Alien sequel that could retcon this and fix it. Like, I don't care anymore. Like, I've moved on. I have very complicated feelings of this franchise in terms of like the future of it. Like, I've moved on. I don't care anymore. But
it helps that we've had good stuff after it.
We have. We have. But for me, like, this movie isn't just built on a faulty premise. It's built on like 3. Like, it's very clunky how it starts with how many eggs are on board, how did they get on board, how then the ship crashes. It's immediately a very sloppy setup.
Yeah, you have to earn that. You have to earn what they do in that movie, I think.
I agree, and in my opinion, they don't. But even like outside of the opening, which is what everybody hates about this, and killing off those characters, even past that, we're on this prison planet but they have no weapons. But some of the prisoners are like religious, but they're also like horrible people. But like they operate on the honor system, like that. It's sloppier than the halfway home in Friday 5. The halfway home for troubled teens in Friday 5 makes more sense than this. Both of which have the line, "We work on the honor system." Like that line is in both movies. So it's very sloppy. None of it makes sense. I don't blame David Fincher, of course, for how this turned out. I think his direction is the highlight of the movie. Like I think it's a good looking movie for the most part. Um, Despite its many flaws. John, is there anything you wanted to add on to that?
So I'm with you. In fact, when I rewatched it, and I rewatched both cuts to be sure, even though I was ranking only the theatrical. The thing that stuck out with me the most is how good this movie looks until you get to the really bad CGI alien towards the end.
There's a lot of bad effects in it.
The actual cinematography is great.
Mhm.
Charles Dance, I think, and Sigourney Weaver carry this film.
Yeah.
The theatrical cut is just a lot of half-assed ideas awkwardly spliced together because I don't know a lot of the behind-the-scenes drama, but I guess Fox just decided they didn't have faith in this thing, or something like that happened. The assembly cut is better in just the actual film is more fleshed out, but it still has that problem of it's built on a faulty premise that I don't buy. Of somehow none of them noticed that an egg was on board when they left. Those things are huge. And I'm fine with a mean spirited, nihilistic film if you earn it. One thing I will give this movie credit for, both cuts, is this has the one of the best endings in the entire series. I love the end of this movie. It feels that is the only thing in this movie that feels earned, and I think that's my major problem. Yeah. You have to earn the stuff that they do, and it neither cut does.
Yeah, that's all completely fair.
Now Noah's going to tell us why we're dumb, and it's actually a masterpiece.
It is a subversive masterpiece. It's the greatest alien film. No, we did a whole review on this a couple years back.
We did.
I've always had a very complicated relationship with it. Because going into that review, I think I was pretty anti Alien 3. It was never my least favorite of the series, but I think if you're watching through these movies for the first time and you get to how this movie opens, like, it is gonna leave a bad taste in your mouth, especially if you're a huge Aliens fan, which I am.
Mm-hmm.
So it's tough because I agree. I don't think killing off Newt and Hicks was necessary. At the same time, I like how dark and nihilistic this film is. And I think it continues the theme of, like, yeah, fighting that nihilism, or looking that nihilism in the face and still, like, choosing to do the right thing. That is very much in Aliens. Even if, you're marathoning these for the first time, and it might make Aliens feel a bit pointless if you're watching these in sequence. But I really like Sigourney Weaver. I think continues to be fantastic in this movie, and she still feels like Ripley. This is the last movie with, like, my
Real
Ripley,
Ripley.
like the real Ripley. And I think she's had pretty consistent characterization throughout the first three. I don't think that there's really anything in this movie that contradicts how she acts in the first two. And Charles Dance is awesome too. He's maybe killed off a bit too early. Because I think the direction changes a lot after that point. It does become a bit generic. I like the whole, like, prison trying to get together and kill the alien, and I like that there's no guns on the planet to make things a bit more tense, and they have to get a bit more creative. But at the same time, it just becomes a lot more, I guess, generic, for a lack of a better word, and there's less interesting stuff for me to latch onto in the back half. And then that's where you get more of the awful looking alien effect.
Yes.
I think the alien design looks great
Yeah.
for this movie. I think the puppet that they have on set looks good, and I like how it's controlled. It's just how it's composited into
Yeah.
the movie that is what breaks it.
I remember when we first watched the assembly cut, you get to those scenes where it's like running on walls and shit.
Yeah.
We lost it because it looks like it's awkwardly just splatted onto the screen. Like there's no effort whatsoever.
Yeah.
It
Co-
just
co-
looks terrible.
Contrary to popular belief, and we are talking about the theatrical cut here specifically, the majority of the alien shots are not CGI. Like it is a puppet on a blue screen that's composited in. But of course, they were rushed. They didn't have enough time to get the effect to look right, so the lighting's bad. Like it looks CGI when it's not.
Oh,
Most of the
okay.
time.
Okay.
Yeah.
But also, while I do like the creature design a lot in this one, this more than the other two, like again, just because of how they did the puppet effects, like there's way more of a discrepancy between like the puppet alien and when it's a guy in a suit. Like the proportions don't match. You never get a good sense of like how big this alien is or like how skinny it is, like because it's just so inconsistent due to the different effects.
Yeah.
But I mean that's a nitpick, like whatever. And one defense of this movie is that it goes back to the tone of the first one. It's more of a horror movie, and we're back to just one alien primarily. And yeah, I like that in theory. My other problem with this movie is that I just don't find it scary because I don't care about most of these characters. Like
Fair
I'm not
enough.
invested in this ensemble the way I'm invested in the characters in the first two. Something that the assembly cut does do better. Again, we already mentioned Charles Dance, who's great and easily my favorite new character. Sucks that he's killed off in the first half, and then I have hardly anyone besides Ripley to care about in the back half. And where I'll throw a bone to Alien 3 Defenders like Noah is if we were counting the assembly cut, that would be a few spots higher. For me, I think it is the superior cut. When we reviewed this a couple years ago, it was more of a toss up for me. I didn't really have a strong preference for one cut over the other, although I think I acknowledged that the assembly cut had more character development. And a little more substance to it. Now I would say, yeah, like I do prefer the assembly cut. It is the better version, and like I said, would rank higher for me. But we're just talking about the theatrical cuts here, so that's why this is as low as it is. I just don't get anything out of it aside from again Sigourney Weaver and a couple cool scenes. I do like the ending, and that is also the one thing I'll say I prefer about the theatrical cut over the assembly cut is it's a lot more over the top, but I don't give a shit. Like the theatrical cut ending when the chestburster comes out of her chest and she grabs it and is holding as she falls to her
Yeah.
doom. I like that better in the theatrical cut.
I think I prefer that because it looks a bit awkward in the assembly cut, where it's just the shot. It like lowers the frame rate, and you kind of see her like fall off into the distance.
Yeah, I will say if we ranked the assembly cut, it wouldn't be as drastic a difference for me as it sounds like it is for Robert. But Alien 3 would go up at least one spot if it was the assembly cut.
Yeah. Also, while we're still on Alien 3, also want to shout out the character Dylan is awesome too, played by Charles S. Dutton. He has one of the best deaths. He goes out fist fighting a xenomorph.
Yes, that is the best scene. That all you got, motherfucker?
It's so good. He has got some quotable lines too, like when he's beating up some of the other prisoners, and he's like, "I got to re-educate the brothers."
Yeah, and I can't remember his name, but this also has the guy from the Lost World in it, the hunter.
Yes, Pete Postlethwaite.
How is he boring in this movie? Like he gets nothing to do.
Yeah, and I don't remember if he gets more to do in the assembly cut or not. I just know him because I know that actor, but yeah, I wish he got more to do. But with some of the other side characters, like the crazy guy who becomes infatuated with the xenomorph in the assembly cut, like there's good stuff there.
And then Ridley Scott saw this movie and went, "I'm going to make a duology of movies like this."
Yes.
But all right, so Robert, that was your number 8.
Yes.
Noah, what is your number 8?
So my number 8, and this, looking at it right now, this might go up if I rewatch it, but I have the first AVP right after Requiem.
Okay.
This is not a movie I know very well. I didn't grow up with it or anything, so I don't have a huge attachment to it. But last time I didn't watch the AVP movies for this ranking, but I'm including them. But the last time I watched them was when I watched through the Predator movies on my own before Badlands, and
So that's
so
still
it's
pretty recent.
somewhat, yeah, it's somewhat fresh in my head. Um, I don't know. It's just not a movie that I have a lot of softness for. Like I think it's okay. I think it's enjoyable. It's got some cool action scenes. It's better directed than the second movie. Even yeah, I'm not a huge Paul W.S. Anderson fan, but all the like schlocky like Matrixy isms kind of work.
Matrixy isms. That's my new favorite word.
Matrixisms. The you know the slow mo.
The slow-mo face hugger is really funny.
Those are great. Yeah, it's got some moments I would want to rewatch on YouTube as clips, but I'm not sure I'm really all that like jazzed to go back to the entire movie, to be honest.
Yeah, I will admit I have a little bit of a soft spot for this movie just because I saw it in theaters. It came out at that perfect time for me. I was in probably sixth grade. You know, Freddy vs. Jason had come out the year before and really got me wanting more crossovers like that. This is a movie that gets worse every time I watch it, unfortunately. I would describe this as the most average film of all time. Like, if you're going on Letterboxd, it is the most 2.5 out of 5 movie of all time. The fights are cool for what they are, but the Predator is too bulky. I really like the alien designs because I think they're still using mostly puppets or suits. I don't remember which. The writing is atrocious. There's like 2 characters that I remember, 3 of them, and one of them is just because it's Lance Hendrickson. Yeah, it's a concept that I love, but we need to do it again.
Give it to Dan Trachtenberg.
Yes.
Trachtenberg. I think also Fede Alvarez wanted to co-direct it with Trachtenberg. That could be cool.
Yeah, he did.
I think it might turn out better if it's just Trachtenberg, but we'll see if that ever happens.
I don't know. But I see the only thing the reason I resist saying that is I don't know if he has a take on Alien the way he does Predator.
Maybe not. I think he could do Alien. I'm not sure if he's got like a definitive take.
Yeah. I don't know. I like the idea of them teaming up and doing it.
Well, and from Badlands as well, he clearly wants to fold a lot of that mythology in. So I have a feeling he's also an Alien fan.
Yeah. Robert, what do you want to say about the first AVP?
Yeah. So this is like one of the first 3 Alien movies I ever see when I'm a kid. My memory is so fuzzy now. I'm like what I saw first, if it was Alien or Aliens, and then this would have been sometime after that. But I remember catching this on TV, and that's how I watched like Resurrection and 3 and a couple of the Predator movies. You know, so I didn't get to watch them like in a correct order. It was just which one was on TV, and then I check it out. So this is an early one I saw and really enjoyed at the time. Like you guys said, like there's good action sequences in it. It's definitely shot better than the Requiem, but yeah, it's still not a great film and not the definitive adaptation of this property, which I didn't need for the longest time. But seeing what Trachtenberg has done with his Predator movies, like that makes me interested in AVP again, like as a movie. Because I think he'd pull it off. And if he got a solo Alien movie, I'd say, oh, interesting. I don't know what that would look like or if that would work, but just what he's done with the Predator for the most part has worked so well. I'm like, oh yeah, give him Alien versus Predator. Like he just seems like the perfect fit for that.
Adam Arch is in the chat and says that he's missed the ranking so far. We're not very far in, but justice for Alien 3.
Hell yeah, brother.
we had positive things to say about it.
Yes. But sorry, no, I didn't mean to interrupt you there.
I forgot what I was going to say.
And Adam Arch, while you're at it, tweet at David Fincher and say justice for Alien 3. I'm sure he'll appreciate it.
He will have a very good response for you.
No one hates that movie more than him.
No one hates that movie more than David Fincher does.
That's cool.
But yeah, I need a good AVP movie. Not
Yeah.
that the first one isn't entertaining at all. It's just like I love both of these franchises. I love both of those creatures, and I think we deserve a good movie with that name. you know.
Yeah, and like I said, I didn't have that until recently, where I'm like, okay, this could work in the right hands. Because like you, Noah, I'm thinking myself as more of an Alien guy than a Predator guy. Like, if you were to ask me before the Trachtenberg era, which franchise I preferred, Alien or Predator, I would have probably said Alien, just because I think it's more interesting overall. But two of Trachtenberg's Predator movies are so fucking good that, like, in terms of just overall quality, I'm like, yeah, that's the better franchise as of this recording, I think.
Adam Arch says, I love Fincher. Makes me sad how much he hates it. He does attribute it mostly to how awful the studio was to him. Oh yeah, it's
Sure.
That's got to be it. The last thing I want to say about Alien vs Predators, it's a miracle that movie turned out as good as it did, considering they like fast tracked that to get released.
Yeah.
To capitalize on Freddy versus Jason.
That movie is like conceived, produced, shot, and finished in like a year.
So the fact that it is like watchable is a fucking miracle.
That is true.
But that is about all I have to say about AVP. Do either of you guys want to say anything else?
Nah,
I think we're good.
All right,
John, what is your
this-
number 8?
This might get me in the hot seat, but my number 8 is Alien Covenant.
I'm shocked.
I hate this movie. I think it is a terrible sequel to Prometheus. I think the Prometheus gets a lot of flack, justifiably, for a weak script. I think this has just as many, if not more, problems. This movie is simultaneously up its own ass while having some of the stupidest, most incompetent characters that I've ever seen in a film.
Like Prometheus.
Like Prometheus, but Prometheus justifies it. This doesn't.
Okay.
I don't know what it is, but there's something about the CGI alien in this movie that just feels off. I can't really explain it. I don't know if that's a criticism. It's just it's almost too like smooth.
I don't think the CGI Xenomorph looks great.
Yeah.
That's it.
It also feels like we're missing 3 movies between Prometheus and Covenant, and I don't know. I like Prometheus. I will never claim that it is the greatest film of all time. But as a follow-up, I find this very disappointing.
I had a very strange experience going back to the Ridley Scott prequels, and I discovered more about myself, and I kind of had an identity.
Oh no!
Crisis.
Oh my god!
We gave Noah like a full-on panic attack.
Yeah, no, I had a panic attack watching Covenant this time around.
Oh no!
No, not really. But yeah, for a long time, John, I was right in the same boat as you were with Covenant. I'd only seen it a couple times though. On this recent watch, I found myself connected. The stuff that already worked for me with David and all that. I was connecting more with that because David's one of my favorite characters in the franchise. He's maybe my favorite synthetic character. It's either him or Bishop. I mean, there's no bad, but we'd have to rank those some other time. But
all 3 of them?
There's Bishop, Ash, David, and Andy.
Well,
yeah.
and Winona Ryder's character.
Oh yeah, I guess there is more.
Yeah, I take that.
Yeah, there's a lot of robots in this series.
There's one bad one. I always forget about Winona.
Whoa!
Yeah,
Relax.
We will get to Resurrection. Don't you worry. But Covenant is basically the David movie.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of the best stuff with that character is in this movie. I love his villain turn from Prometheus into this. I love the like twisted mad scientist shit that he gets into. But this is also where I get conflicted with Covenant because I'm inherently against showing an origin for the xenomorph, and he is the creator of the xenomorph, essentially, if I am to understand this movie correctly.
It's weird. Real quick, I'm going to interject just to build off of that point. It's weird because he feels like he's had a character arc off screen where he's turned into this villainous thing. Where he was kind of ambiguous in the first movie, but I think he was mostly he was working for Guy Pearce's character. And then they don't show how he created the xenomorph. He just did, and now it's here.
You gotta watch the supplemental stuff on the Blu-ray, John.
I don't have the Blu-ray.
And to be fair, I don't think I've seen any of the deleted scenes from Prometheus or Covenant, so I don't know if there's anything in that, but between those movies, they don't really explain how the black goo actually works, but
no, it seems to do whatever the plot needs it to.
Including, we'll get to it, but including in Romulus, where I'm like, why does it work like this now? But okay. I will 100% agree with you on the CGI alien. I think the CGI across the board in this movie sucks, and I don't know what happened because Covenant or Prometheus is a pretty good-looking movie, CGI
movie's
included.
Gorgeous.
It's gorgeous. Covenant is mostly gorgeous. The CGI sucks, though.
Yeah. No, I laughed really hard during the backburster scene where that lady locks the woman in, comes back with a shotgun, and then trips and falls on nothing. It's like a comedy of errors.
Well, she slips on the blood.
She slips on the blood. Sorry,
funny.
You're right. She slips on the blood and then can't recover. It's like watching a comedy of errors, but in the most serious scene in the movie. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
That scene actually works for me. I like the tension in it, and in other places in the movie, I really have these characters are acting really fucking stupid, like too stupid for me to sympathize with. That scene I don't have as much. I think all of the behavior in that scene is understandable in the situation. I don't know.
I think characters being stupid is just a problem I have with both movies equally.
Yeah.
Also, and I'll say, just since we're on it, Prometheus, those characters are scientists. These, for the most part, are just colonists. I think the characters in Prometheus being as dumb as they are is more of a problem in that movie.
We'll talk about Prometheus because I think people are too harsh on that movie and not harsh enough on this one. The moral of the story is that everything that goes wrong in this movie is that one guy's fault, who for no reason at all doubles down that they have to land on this planet,
which is very underdeveloped.
He has that one scene where he's like, oh, the crew doesn't respect me because I'm religious. And I'm like, no, I think they don't respect you because nobody wants to go to this planet but you, because you've read the script and you know that the rest of the movie needs to happen.
Yeah.
I think I wish we did more with that, with him being a man of faith.
Because that would tie into Prometheus, which is all about faith.
Yeah. Well,
and to this movie, which is
ostensibly
all about creation and creators versus the creation.
This movie is more science and scientist versus creation, Frankenstein-esque.
Yes.
Which in theory is a nice parallel with Prometheus, which is about faith and finding your creator. But like I said, there's at least 2 movies missing between and whatever you may think of her, killing Shaw off in a fucking YouTube video is bad. Is like bad writing 101. What?
I never actually saw that YouTube video.
I didn't either, but I just know that it happened.
That is a scene that just should be in the movie.
Yeah.
I don't know why they cut it.
Well, and even because we start with that flashback with, I think it's with David and Guy Pearce
And Wayland, yeah.
And David's acting
I like
like
that scene a lot.
but David's a completely different character in that.
I don't think so.
Because
So-
he's already asking questions like, why should I serve you? And this and that. But that's not who he was in Prometheus.
I disagree. I just don't think we're in his head a lot in Prometheus. Like in Prometheus, he's like his motivations are a mystery in that movie. We don't really know.
But he's clearly
what's
working,
making-
but he's doing what Guy Pearce told him to in Prometheus, clearly.
Well, because that's his programming.
But if he's questioning it, and that has to take place before Prometheus,
Yes. it
then
does.
those
Well,
two things do not line up.
I disagree. Like he's questioning it, but then that's why Guy Pearce says, "Now give me the tea," and he does because that's his programming. I like that scene.
So he jumps from questioning his programming to doing what he's told to deciding that he doesn't want to do that after all.
Well, but he's
We're talking about programming versus free will. Like those are.
But we don't do anything with that in the movie. It's all off screen. It creates an inconsistent characterization.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. My whole read on that scene was that was David right after he was created.
Yes.
Like he acts way more robotic in that scene than any other scenes in either movie. I don't know. I kind of just see it as he's following his programming, but in the back of his head, he's like thinking about these things and maybe scheming. And
But then I think you need more of that in Prometheus. I need something that shows that he's more like that, not just doing what he's told.
yeah, for me, I get enough of his moral ambiguity in Prometheus where I buy his villainous turn in this movie, but if that doesn't work,
in Prometheus, like there are things he's doing that like he's not being told to, or that he's not telling people he's doing. Like one thing that is intrinsic to David's character is his curiosity and experimentation. Like that's why he puts the black goo in the guy's drink, and then shenanigans ensue. Like there is like a curiosity to David that is there in both movies, and in the Covenant we just go a lot further with the mad scientist angle, which I enjoy. But like in Prometheus, that's where the ambiguity works for me because he doesn't know what's gonna happen. He's just doing it because he can. He's like, I'm just gonna do this just to see what happens.
Yeah.
With the black goo. So
See, I guess
all
I've always had
that
I guess I've always had a different reading. Is he's doing all that because Guy Pearce is looking for the key to immortality. He's like, is this what I'm looking for?
Yeah, that's just never been my read on it in terms of the black goo stuff.
But yeah, that's Covenant. I don't like it. I don't like any of it.
I liked it more on this viewing, which shocked me because I've always said Prometheus is better than Covenant person, and I don't know who I am anymore after this.
I do want to give it credit. I do like the ending, kind of.
I love the ending.
This is a dark ending that works for me.
The dark ending, it works. My only problem with it is I feel like it's that it's obvious that it's going to be David and not Walter, and they want that to be a reveal.
Yeah, it's very obvious, but what works for me is that it's a reveal for that character. It's not just a reveal for the audience. So,
but I think the problem with that is that I'm not surprised that she's fooled because everybody in this movie's stupid.
Right. No, the first time I watched this movie, the entire time I'm like, okay, so it's David.
When are they going to tell us? Yeah,
to catch up.
And despite my issues with this movie, watching it now further cemented in my brain that it should have been David in Romulus. I don't know why we weren't allowed to do that, but
I fully agree with that.
I wish we brought him back.
Yeah,
I hope we do.
Yeah.
It's not too late.
But we'll do a commentary on Covenant at some point. We'll have to. Let's go ahead and move on because we'll be here all night if we don't. That was my number 8. Robert, what is your number 7?
My number 7, and it is my turn to make John upset. My number 7 is Alien Resurrection. Which, I mean, I don't hate this movie. There's stuff in it.
It is a beautiful film.
I disagree. I think it's a very ugly, unappealing movie for the most part.
Oh, see, I really like how
what?
weird. I like how weird this movie looks.
I like it in theory.
Yeah.
Continue, Robert.
No, like I said, there's stuff I like in it. Okay. Okay, so I feel like one of the talking points around this movie, especially since, like Whedon had like lambasted it back in the day, like his defense of the movie was, or of his script was, I wrote a good script, but they gave it to the wrong director and they fucked this movie up. And I now have the hot take that I think most of my issues with this movie are with the script. We got a weird artsy French director for it, which is kind of cool. Not that this is by any means one of my favorite directed movies in this franchise, but I like the cast for the most part. But a lot of my issues are with the script. It both wants to be like schlocky and stupid, but also still wants to be like a real sci-fi movie and subversive. And I just
Yeah,
think it's kind of a mess.
I think this movie is stuck between it being a Whedon-y kind of Firefly-esque kind of
Yes.
space adventure movie, and a campy, schlocky creature feature. Um, because there are some amazing scenes in this movie. I will
Yes.
say the
This has the best chest
scene.
burster scene in the franchise.
It has one of the best chest burster scenes in the franchise. It's incredible. I don't know why they keep that guy with them though. It's only so they could have the chest burster kill right there. Um,
Yes.
but
Well, don't they say
I
something about putting him in cryo sleep so they can get it out of him?
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
but like
somebody watched Alien 3 and was like, "Well, Ripley had it in her for like a fucking day." So there's not to work. That was another thing I wanted to complain about with 3 that I forgot to mention is the fact that Ripley goes so long without the chest burster coming out, and that just feels so out of place in this franchise.
but that's always
Uh,
inconsistent in every.
it was
So
always inconsistent, but that one really pushes it because it's like a day. It's not just an hour.
the thing that this isn't in the movie. This is just like a headcanon that has kind of worked. Is I like the idea because it's a queen. It takes longer, but that's
Yeah,
not
that's
in the
always
movie.
that's always been my read as well.
Um, I
But
think
on Resurrection,
I think what helps
Yeah.
with this movie is that they set it forward what like a 100 years or something.
It's 200 years.
200 years. So like I don't care if it's consistent with the other movies. Like it's almost a standalone movie if you didn't have Ripley in it.
Mhm.
So it's
and
like
it's not even really Ripley.
yeah, it's
Right.
cool. Sigourney Weaver is giving a beautiful performance. I don't know what she's doing, but I love every moment of it.
Yeah, I mean she's having fun. I don't like the
I
character she's playing, but she's having fun.
I
I
like
just feel
that it's different because the xenomorph DNA has kind of altered her. I like that idea. I I I think I think it's funny, just how weird she is and how like different she is. But they do, and part of why that doesn't bother me is because they are very clear it's not Ripley. Like she talks about original Ripley like a different person.
yeah.
Yeah.
But we still make it a plot point that like she has memories of old Ripley, which makes no fucking sense. We also don't really do anything with that. I don't even know why we bother. Because like we opened the movie with her quoting Newt, and like we in one of like the opening scenes we talk about like she has memories, and that doesn't really go anywhere. Um, so I don't know why we even bother with that. Because like I said, it makes no
Yeah.
sense.
I think it's just supposed to come down on the side of while she has the memories, she's still a new being. But like, yeah,
Yes.
all of those questions are brought up, and then they're just kind of quickly come to that conclusion, and then just move
Yeah.
on.
Well, and one thing that a lot of people who like 3 hate about this movie is that they think it like ruins Ripley and ruins her sacrifice, which I don't really have because I
No,
don't
it's
like
not
3
like they
very much.
brought her back to
Um,
life. It's like it's a
yeah,
clone.
I'm indifferent to that whole thing just because like Clone Ripley is a different character.
Yeah.
I agree with John on that. And as for her performance, like I can't tell like how much she's going for it or how much this is a fuck you performance. I can't tell how much she's
I don't
actually
care. It's
trying
wonderful.
and how much of it is just bullshit. But it's fun to watch.
I
She
think
did
the like
that basketball shot.
That's
and
amazing.
That
Yeah.
is, yeah.
I think the mercenaries are great. Ron Perlman
Yeah.
knows exactly what he's in. I like the guy with like the hidden pistols.
The wheelchair guy. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
the
like.
wheelchair guy. Like, they're memorable, which is more than I could say for like Alien 3, half of Alien Three's cast.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I don't know. I think those characters are fun in theory. Just there's something about them. They're just not. I don't. They don't have enough personality to me. And I don't.
Oh, I disagree. Ron Perlman is hamming
I
it
like
up.
I like Ron Perlman a lot. One of my biggest issues with this movie is I feel like while I like most of this cast, I feel like everyone is in a different movie. Um, like I don't feel like a synergy in like the type of movie we're making. If anyone's miscast, I think it's Winona Ryder, who I like in most things. Like I like her a lot. I just don't think she works all in this movie. I don't
She
know who
does
the
feel
right
the
actress
most
is in that
like
role.
that was the height of her popularity, so we got to get her in there. But I don't know. I like that. It's weird and like I don't understand what's happening, but I like that weird dynamic with her and Ripley.
It's very underdeveloped for me.
It is underdeveloped, but I think they have enough like on-screen chemistry that it works enough. Like I enjoy watching it. The one thing I will meet you in the middle is I love him in this movie because he's hilarious. Brad Dourif's character is not fleshed out enough, but he has some of the best scenes in the movie because he knows what he's in, like Perlman, and he goes for it. But
Yeah,
I like the xenomorph that he nearly makes out with, but
Yeah. Yeah, that seems fucking crazy. But I think the characters I like the most, weirdly enough, are not in the main cast. It is the side characters like Brad Dourif and the general guy who is hamming it up
Yes.
every chance he gets.
I would be interested to see what this would have looked like with Whedon directing. Because I mean,
Yeah.
I will give you that there is a flawed script that we see on screen, but I've also seen enough of Whedon's to work to know if you get the wrong person directing his writing, it just all spirals.
Yeah, I don't know. I think especially on this viewing, I had the thought that I think if Whedon directed this, it wouldn't be as schlocky.
Insane.
It wouldn't have been as insane, and I love the insane parts of this movie.
Yeah.
I can't see the Whedon directed version of this having the chest burster scene at the end.
Probably not. No.
What I
sexual shit like with Brad Dourif.
Yeah, I like the weird shit in this movie, and that's not usually Whedon's thing.
Yeah.
Um,
No, and then we'll talk about it more with Romulus, but even though I think Romulus did it better, I deeply love the hybrid in this movie. It makes me uncomfortable, but like that's what I like from Alien. I like the shit that makes me uncomfortable and is sometimes hard to look at.
It probably succeeds because it also makes me uncomfortable.
it has. Okay, so there's like 4 or 5 plot beats we hit in almost every Alien movie, and I'm getting kind of sick of it at this point. One of which is you shoot the creature out the airlock or into the vacuum of space, and this has one of the most memorable versions of that.
It's fucked.
Insane.
It gets real mean-spirited.
It makes me very uncomfortable and very sad.
It makes me sad. So I already hate the fucking hybrid when they introduce him, but then that scene makes me feel really bad for him. So I'm just really conflicted.
He just wanted his mom, and she sucked him out of an airlock.
And she made him like turn inside out into space.
No, so okay. What I love is Romulus goes through this like really insane but detailed explanation of how the hybrid happens. Resurrection is like the Queen was cloned inside of Ripley, so now it has a human reproductive system, and for no reason at all is pregnant, and then the hybrid rips out of it.
Yeah.
I mean, Brad Dourif probably fucked that Queen, for being honest.
Oh.
That's the explanation.
No.
It is weird too, because we talked about this during the Aliens commentary. This is I think one of the only other solo Alien movies with a Queen in it.
That's true.
I think so.
And
yeah.
I have a lot of the same effects issues with this I have with 3. Like with both of the 90s movies, I think they're very inconsistent with visual effects in terms of both compositing and CGI. Like a
They
lot of it doesn't
I
work.
don't disagree, but I really like the hybrid puppet thing,
It's a great puppet.
and like I said, that xenomorph that Brad Dourif has locked up, I think looks great.
It does.
Yeah, I think the problems with effects I have in this movie are more with CGI than practical
Yes.
stuff. All the
No, you can
yes.
tell we're in that era where now we're starting to move into CGI.
A perfect example of a scene I'm so conflicted about is when the general throws the grenade into the pod and it turns into a Looney Tunes cartoon. It looks that bad, but it's memorable.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's part of what I love about Resurrection. Is say what you will, but it's memorable.
Yes.
I think for me, what keeps it from being like a so bad it's good or like schlocky favorite is there's just long stretches of this movie that just kind of bore me. Like whenever we try to make it about the characters and have actual character development and like whenever the movie starts to take itself seriously, that's when I turn off. Like that's when my brain turns off. Whenever like Brad Dourif or the general guy is on screen or like anything else insane like that is happening, that's when I'm having fun.
Yeah, like the underwater set piece is really cool. That's memorable, but for being the movie that's like trying to be Aliens again in terms of, being more of an action movie, there's not a lot of action in it. Which isn't inherently a bad thing, but I do have some pacing issues with it, and again, it's just very consistent with the rules
I
and such.
I wish I'd gotten to watch that like special edition that they released with one of those
Same.
box sets. The one thing I do know that I wish was in the main like movie is apparently there's a scene explaining that Wayland Yutani got bought out by Walmart, and I think
Yes.
that's hilarious.
Oh, that's incredible.
That's canon.
That is canon. Wayland Yutani is now Walmart. Yeah, I don't know. Alien Resurrection is a terrible film and like insane, but I love it. I love every second of it. And give me more weird body horror shit than this franchise. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was my number 7. Like I said, I don't hate it. There's parts of it I like. Just as a whole, it doesn't really come together for me. And in terms of actually fixing the movie and making it better, I just wish the dynamic with Ripley and Winona Ryder's character. I wish
That should have been
fleshed out more.
that should have been the core of the film.
That should have been the central focus, because I really noticed on my last rewatch, like, I wish Clone Ripley was just in the movie more, and most of the time when she is on the screen, it's like from the perspective of the pirates, which, I mean, could be interesting in theory, but I did find myself just wishing she was more fleshed out and that we got more.
Bring her back for that AVP movie they make.
Go for it.
Not real Ripley. Give me Clone Ripley. Who, by the way, because I was looking through the Survivor skins in Dead by Daylight, is a skin option for Ripley. Or not Ripley in that game, because they didn't get Sigourney Weaver's likeness, and it shows.
That is true.
So, okay. I know this is gonna break our order, but I'm gonna say my 7 real quick because we've already talked about it, and then we'll go to Noah. My 7 is Alien 3. We talked about it to death. Noah, what is your number 7?
So I don't remember if I said in that whole discussion, but it is also Alien Resurrection.
Ah,
so we can move on to whoever's next.
Okay. So
Guess it circles back to me.
Well, let's just go back in order because my 6 also we've talked about is AVP.
Okay.
So then, what's your number 6, Robert?
Back to me. Okay. So my number 6 is Prometheus.
Okay.
That is also my number 6.
Okay. A movie I do not much care for. We mentioned it earlier, but Prometheus is a movie about faith that doesn't believe in itself. I think it's very confused in its ideas and what it's going for. As prequels to Alien, I think both this and Covenant are equally flawed. Like, if you don't like the origin of the Xenomorph and Covenant, fair enough. But Prometheus ruins the space jockey, and I don't like that. Um, one of the one of the things that just makes Prometheus very awkward is like in terms of the development of this movie, like when it's being written and when Ridley Scott comes up with this idea, because he wanted to do this for decades. Like
Mhm.
ever since the first film, he wanted to do a prequel about the space jockey. Like that always interested him. And where we start writing this movie from is how did the space jockey die? How did that ship crash and get on LV-426? So that's where we start. We write backwards from that, and then the new mythology we create doesn't match it. So then, very late in production, we decide, never mind, that's not actually LV-426. This is a different space jockey with a thing that comes out of his chest on a different ship on a different rock planet that looks exactly the same. It's very awkward, and needlessly confusing. But even just like moving away from the alien connections and just trying to look at it as its own film, I just find a lot of the ideas really half baked and uninteresting. Like, okay, well, what if aliens created us and then wanted to kill us for some reason, and we don't know that, and we're going to look for them? Like, okay, there's something there. It's just all very underdeveloped and doesn't
Yeah.
go anywhere that I find interesting. And this is I think, the first film in this franchise that kind of has a fatal flaw of, well, just kidding, the story's not over, you got to come back for the next movie, which of course ends up horribly disappointing John. um, but I think that's a problem with this. I think it's a mistake that this doesn't have a complete story. It just
I agree.
stops.
This has the Force Awakens mystery box
Yeah,
problem.
exactly.
It's
Because it's written by
arguably,
by Lindelof.
it's written by Lindelof, who's an Abrams guy, so no surprise there. This is arguably like one of the biggest like mystery box movies, which I never really had that experience with when I first watched this. I used to like this movie, not like a lot, but I always thought it was kind of underrated and thought it was one of the better of the like flawed Alien sequels. But yeah, upon this recent rewatch, it just struck me as real empty. Um,
That's my problem with it.
Things happen, and some of the like this movie is just things happen, and some of the ideas that I find real interesting, like what happens when we meet our creator, and our creator actually wants to kill us. I forgot that is the big revelation at the end of the movie, and then they don't do anything with that.
But I would argue that's a problem with Covenant, because it was Covenant's job to follow up on that.
I think that's a problem with this movie, that this didn't have a complete story to tell.
Yeah, because if you're going to make a movie about that, I see. I don't think that's impactful enough of a reveal at the very end. I need more in this film to make it a more like complete work, you know.
And it's not that I need answers to everything. I just want something. Like, the engineers, I think, suck and are very boring. And it's such a letdown.
But okay, so let me ask you this: with all due respect, a letdown for what? It's a thing you see for 10 seconds in the original that people built up in their heads, and then when
it's mysterious and cool,
and when the movie didn't live up to what people built up in their heads, they decided it was bad.
It's just a big albino man, like in a costume.
And maybe we could have fleshed that out in a sequel and made it cooler, but we didn't do that.
This movie has so much shit with the engineers. I'm like, oh, they suck. I don't care about them. And Noah, do you know? So this is one of the things that just didn't make the cut in Covenant. But Noah, do you know why the engineers want to kill us? Like the mythology they came up with?
No.
So Ridley Scott and Damon Lindelof's mythology, it's like, okay, so the engineers create us for reasons, which we see in the opening of this movie. Okay, whatever. The engineers create us. At some time later, the engineers send one of their own to teach us their ways, and then we crucify him.
Oh, I remember hearing about this.
So Jesus was an engineer. That's the revelation.
Okay. That's at least something. That should have been.
I mean, you could do something with that.
That sucks. I don't think the mythology this movie comes up with the engineers works at all. Um, and it's a letdown. Now, just, despite my many grievances with the movie, I'll also say this is a problem that plagues several movies in this franchise. Aside from my own personal issues with this movie, there are like 2 or 3 really fucking important deleted scenes that aren't here that should be. And it's forget about Covenant, like forget about what comes next. Just as far as this movie is concerned, there are like 2 or 3 deleted scenes that absolutely should be here, and it's a problem that they're not. One of them is maybe was originally supposed to be like the opening of the movie. It's young Peter Wayland, played by Guy Pearce, and he's giving like a TED talk talking about the mythology of Prometheus and creation, and he says stuff like we're the gods now. And it's really interesting, and it does a much better job setting up his character, and should be here. Um, like
Well, yeah,
John, you
because
said earlier,
there's been rumors for years that there is like another cut of this movie floating around somewhere. In fact, funnily enough,
Yeah.
I don't remember if I was talking to you or Hayden, but if you go back to the Geek Evolution video on this movie, Eric swears up and down that there's another cut like being screened at festivals and stuff. So I will
Okay.
meet you there. If there is another cut, I would like to see that because yes, you do need more with whatever the
Wayland.
hell his name is.
Like,
Yeah.
like what you said earlier about how the scene with him and David, like the flashback in Covenant, should have been in this movie. Like, I half agree because like we have a scene like that. It's not with David, but it is with Wayland just setting up his character, and it should be here. And then it makes that casting better because Guy Pearce's old age makeup is like the worst old age makeup I've ever seen in anything. It's so awful.
I forgot how
And
bad it was.
And in the context of this film, when all you get of him is as an old man, it's like, why didn't you just cast an old guy? Why does it have to be Guy Pearce? Like, it's so terrible. Like,
Yeah.
A weird fascination, sorry, that Ridley Scott has, because he does this like 3 times in some of his. He did this in House of Gucci with Jared Leto.
okay, yeah, good point.
The original version of that movie, All the Money in the World.
Oh,
Unfortunately,
okay,
they
yeah.
had to refilm, but originally they had Kevin Spacey playing an older guy.
Yeah.
Older
Yes,
guy.
that's correct. And somehow The Exorcist in 1973 pulled it off, and this movie
Yeah.
in 2012 didn't. I don't know why.
It's crazy how old this movie is now.
I know.
Um,
So I agree that this is like a beautiful looking movie. It mostly looks incredible. The CGI, the practical effects, everything. Like this movie mostly looks outstanding. It's just that old age makeup on Guy Pearce that is so terrible and it really sticks out.
yeah. This is one of the few movies that I can say honestly makes me uncomfortable in scenes. That fucking snake thing, I squirm every time it shows up. I love the C-section scene. I think is one of the most intense scenes in the whole franchise. I think it's great. I think Elizabeth Shaw is actually a really cool, interesting character. I like
I think
Idris
she's
Elba well
fine.
enough.
I like him.
I wish
And-
there was more with her.
The one that I think I like but needs more, I need more information on is Charlize Theron's character.
Yeah.
There's something there, but it needs more fleshing out.
Well, and that's another one. Again, the fucking mystery box thing, where some of the discourse around this movie was like, is she a robot or is she not? And I'm like, I don't care. Like, does it matter? Like, it's
Considering
just,
she got turned into a pancake, I doubt she's a robot.
I doubt she's a robot. Not a very smart one too, because she
No.
ran in the direction of the ship.
well,
Thing is-
okay. To me, though, I don't think the robots in the other movies would have survived getting crushed by a ship. Like,
I think they would have been
taken
smart
apart.
enough to get out of the way.
maybe.
It's
No,
really-
People love to make fun of that. It is goofy, but I will maintain that if you're in that situation, you're scared, you're going to do something stupid.
Perhaps.
I just wish there weren't so many instances of that in this movie. Like the guy who gets lost because like he's freaked out by the dead aliens and wants to leave, but then sees the alien eel and is like, "Ooh, I want to pet that," and you're like, "Why?" So
Ugh.
that scene has no tension in it because he's being an idiot.
Scene
There's a
absolutely
lot.
has tension. What are you talking about?
I don't care because he's being an idiot.
I don't want to know what that thing does to
Uh,
somebody. I don't care
oh,
if he's being an idiot or not.
he deserves what happens to him.
He's a scientist, John.
He's a scientist.
Okay, but they also established early on that these are like idiot scientists that nobody else wanted to hire.
That's an interesting interpretation.
That's a good.
That is in the movie. They say that these are people that nobody else would hire.
No, but it's
Because
funny,
they don't
but
believe
he
them.
does, like, phrase it as idiot scientists.
Yeah.
Like, I want that written out as like their qualification in the movie.
Yeah. No, the movie fucking loses me when like everyone in there is like, oh, the air is breathable. Let's take our helmets off. And I'm like, no, there could be something down here that you don't know about that could hurt you, which is what happens.
It's-
Like, I just have one fucking audience insert character, one guy. Just I'm asking for one guy to say, fuck you all, I'm not taking my helmet off. And then the audience would go, I like that guy. I relate to that guy.
It's almost like they're a bunch of religious people on a mission of faith, and it's a moment of faith.
Well, it's two religious people.
It's two religious
God
people.
and her boyfriend.
Yeah. And I don't know, all the religious faith stuff I just think is so underdeveloped, which is a shame because a lot of my favorite horror movies explore those themes, like The Exorcist and Exorcist 3. A lot of great horror movies are about faith. I don't think this is one of them. Like, there's a couple of weird moments where somebody will look at Shaw and be like, oh, I guess you don't need to wear that fucking cross anymore. And never in the movie does she say, like, well, no, it belonged to my dad, and it reminds me of my dad. That's why I wear this. Like, it's weird that that happens twice. That's a nitpick that just stood out to me, but it was just like, what? And I don't know why her boyfriend says that to her. I don't know. I find their relationship very underdeveloped. And there's also, again, another deleted scene that I think should be in the movie is her boyfriend. He switches like a light bulb when they make like this amazing discovery, and then in the next scene he's like drunk and pissed off, and then has that conversation with David. There's a deleted scene that's like connective tissue there, where he's talking to Shaw about like being disappointed and like that he wanted to meet them, not just find corpses, which is exposition you'll get later with David. I'm just saying that as the movie is cut, as it's paced, like in one scene he's like, this is amazing, and then the next scene he's drunk and pissed off, and I don't know why. And in the context of the movie, it's very strange. So many deleted scenes I think should have been kept in.
Really?
That I find.
Why is this the one Ridley Scott movie that doesn't get another cut?
I don't know. And
We need Prometheus, the final cut. Come on, Ridley.
Yeah.
we desperately, which again, I don't think I'd love that movie, but I'd probably like it more. And again, like, I don't hate this movie. This is my number 6. Like, this is a film for the longest time I didn't really know what my opinion on it was, because there was so much internet discourse around. I feel like this is one of the first big ones. Like, this is probably one of the most, probably the most polarizing film in this franchise. And we all remember when this came out. People loved it. People hated it. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I describe this movie as one of the biggest casualties of the cinema sins culture. You have a bunch of idiots watching a YouTube video where here's every little thing that this movie gets wrong, and then that ruined film discourse for the rest of our lives. I don't love this film, but I like it. I don't give a shit about the space jockeys. Make them whatever you want. They're not important. I think this has some great body horror. This has some of the most tense scenes in the franchise. It looks great.
It does. Well, I think the movie looks great, but as it keeps going in the back half, like, it's also just a boring rock planet, and I do get a little sick being there after a while.
I think this movie looks incredible almost the whole way through.
The cinematography is great, and the effects are great. But yeah, the C-section scene is really good. And again, because this franchise just keeps replaying its greatest hits, I think that is a good example of a version where, like, that is the movie's twist on the chestburster scene, but it does something different with it, and I think it's actually effective.
No, that giant ass face hugger is disturbing on many levels. But not to complain about Covenant again, but I don't understand how that giant thing bridges from that to the little ones that we see in Covenant.
I
Yeah, I don't
kind
know.
of do.
It's weird because in Covenant you see him. It's almost like he's creating designs for the face huggers because you see like that stuff in his on the wall in the background. So somehow he
Yeah.
conjured them with the black goo. We're just never really shown
Yeah.
how that works.
It's
Well, it's
almost
with
like
her
a
DNA.
good Prometheus sequel would pick up where the first one left off and build on
I
some
mean,
of
it
that
does.
stuff. No, it
I mean,
doesn't.
it does.
It doesn't.
Well, what is shown in the movie is that like he's using her body for experimentation. Um,
Okay, but Robert, it
which
literally doesn't. They say it's been 10 years since Prometheus disappeared.
okay, so because I mean, yeah, there's a time skip. I don't see why that's a
And what
problem.
I said was a good Prometheus sequel would pick up where Prometheus left off, not 10 years later.
In your opinion,
Well,
I don't care.
obviously.
I don't know. Like I said, but and again, like you said with like the CinemaSins nitpicky stuff, some of those complaints I agree with, some of them I don't. But my problem with this movie is I just find it kind of empty and not very interesting. Like that's my actual problem with it, not just the nitpicky bullshit. Again, I wish the characters were smarter. That would definitely help. Um, and again, last thing I want to say on deleted scenes that should not have been deleted is the other big one is the climax of the film when they wake up the engineer and it's Wayland and David and they're talking to it and then it freaks out and kills Wayland and attacks them and leaves. Like that is originally a much longer scene where there's more of a dialogue back and forth and Wayland is saying like, "No, look at me." Like Wayland basically says, "We are the same. We are both creators. Like, look at David. I created him. I am like you." And the engineer basically says, "Oh, the fuck you are." And like the engineer, like what's implied in that longer scene is that the engineer is both insulted by that and like insulted by David's existence. That's why he rips his head off because he's so insulted by that and thinks these other beings are so inferior. But also Wayland's begging for, which again is a very half-baked idea about how what Wayland actually wants is immortality, and he thinks these beings know how to give him that for some reason. Okay, whatever. But Wayland asking for immortality is the other thing that the engineer finds insulting because the idea is that like they respect death, like that's the point of that opening is an engineer sacrifices himself to create humanity. So the fact that one of essentially his creations, Peter Wayland, is saying, "Give me immortality, I deserve it," the engineer finds insulting and hates him for it. And I'm like, why isn't this in the like the whole movie is building up to that scene and it's not in the movie, and that's a problem. I'm really irritated about it because that's the other big scene that
No,
should
this is
not
a
be.
movie that I would love a director's cut for.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It
Some kind
needs a
of
longer
extended cut.
Mhm.
Get on it, Disney.
Well, Robert says that he doesn't hate this movie, but it kind of sounds like it.
No, like I said, it's my number 6. Like I said, there are things I like in it, and I mean, we kind of talked about David earlier, but yeah, like David's the highlight of the movie for me. Like he's the best character, he's the most interesting character. Michael Fassbender's amazing. Like he's the highlight of the
No,
movie for
so
me.
so this duology is something on paper, in theory, um, could be some of my favorite stuff in the Alien franchise because I love a lot of the concepts that they're trying to tackle of creation and godhood and you know what is finding meaning in our human existence. Trying to figure out why we were created. Um, and I think that this movie presents those ideas and then doesn't do
Yes,
anything with them.
that's my problem with it.
Yeah, because like I said, it has the potential to be like incredible, and it doesn't really get there. It attempts to, and kind of just gives up halfway through.
Mhm.
That's how I see it. But I still respect trying to do something different in the Alien franchise and trying to like explore something on a deeper level. Um, I give props for that, and I do, like I alluded to before. I think that this movie succeeds in being like a visual masterpiece, for a lack of a better word. Um, I love how this movie looks. I love the CGI effects. It also, yeah, I think it has some of the most intense scenes of the franchise. Like John was saying, like the giant face hugger at the end is legitimately really disturbing.
Yes.
And I think the score of this movie is really underrated as
Oh
well.
yeah, that's a great.
I
I
love the music.
I also really love that weird proto xenomorph thing that comes out of the. I think that's a
Yeah.
cool design. Would have been cool if we did something with that, but no,
Kind of do, but also,
no, we
and again,
don't.
like that's what, like Noah said, I kind of respect what it's going for, but like this movie had a very troubled production, and I think you can tell just on screen with the movie we got. Like one of the big defenses and selling points of this movie that everyone involved in it said, like, this is not an Alien prequel. This is just a movie set in that universe. Stop! Don't think about Alien. And then the last shot of this movie is a proto-alien being born to go,
One
remember the
thing,
alien?
one thing that I will give it credit for is that it doesn't do that until the end. Like it is a little annoying that we have to do that at the end, but because there's so little xenomorph in this, I can almost separate it from Alien. Because I don't care about the space jockeys. It was a suit of armor for 20 seconds in the first movie that a bunch of people went wild.
It,
That went
it
wild.
was
with.
absolutely not a suit of armor. It was a skeleton
A
that was there for
skeleton, a
thousands of
suit.
years.
Well, clearly it wasn't because when they decided what they looked like, it looked like something different.
I feel as strongly about the space jockeys as Robert does. I think on paper, what they do with them in this movie is cool. I like it. It's just by the end of the movie, we just don't really. It doesn't amount to much really at all. Um, so
Yeah.
I think that's fine. I don't. I wouldn't. I For me, I think it would be going a bit too far to say that they ruined the space jockey just because I never.
Well,
Had
no, they ruined that
They
20-second shot in the first Alien movie.
I guess they did.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, it's also a lot bigger. Like that, I forgot. Like rewatching both of those movies, like the gunner seat and the creature, like is way bigger in the first Alien movie than this one is. So there is a discrepancy there. But I think with the benefit of hindsight, whether it's the space jockey or not, like maybe just don't make it the donut ship. Like I don't know. Like I would probably like this movie more like if it was just a different alien race and a different ship altogether. Like if we, and I feel this way about both movies. Like if you just took out the alien stuff and let these be their own thing and not have that baggage, I would probably like them more. It's both of them as prequels to Alien, I think, is where a lot of the problems are.
But I mean, I would
Not
argue
all of
that
them.
for the most part, you could ignore Alien when you're watching this, other than
And
some
I can't.
surface level comparisons that you're stuck on.
Yeah. Well, but then it becomes complicated at the very end with the neomorph. I think that's what it's called.
I was at the Neomorph.
And it gets into the thing I have mixed feelings on and I don't like is about Covenant is the let's explain where the xenomorphs come from. And I think I'm with you, Robert. I would prefer this movie almost if it wasn't uh, an alien movie, or both of these movies if they were its own original property, um, or set in the alien universe and just about different aliens. Like that's
Yeah.
fine too.
That's all I'm saying.
Well, let's move on because we've talked about this for a while. That's your number
So-
6. So Noah, what is your number 6?
Oh yeah, so I said that Prometheus is also my
Oh,
number 6.
okay.
Okay.
And then I said
So,
AVP was my number 6. So, and then
Do you
also,
guys mind actually? I'm actually gonna get up for a second. I just gotta grab some water because I'm
Oh,
about to
okay.
get a headache. I can feel
Okay.
a headache coming up.
Go for it.
So I will be right back. Sorry.
he pulled a Hadan.
He did.
My number 5 is Prometheus. So, like,
Okay.
I like it more than you,
Eh,
but it's not like it's the
that
greatest
makes
thing ever. What is your number
Anything
5?
else? Well, anything else you want to say about Prometheus that we didn't mention?
Not that I can think of.
Like I said, it's my number 6. Like I don't hate this movie. I just
I think you
it
kind
just
of
doesn't-
do.
It just doesn't work for me. And again, if nothing else, there's just those deleted scenes that should be in it.
Yeesh.
But yeah, so my number 5 is Alien Covenant.
Ugh.
if you can imagine, which I prefer over Prometheus. I think it's more interesting.
More interesting is just code for more bad.
I think both movies have the same problems in terms of stupid characters. Neither of them work as prequels to Alien. This just doubles down on the David stuff I really like. He's really interesting. I like the vibe of this movie more. I like the gothic horror, mad scientist stuff with him. And it presents, and Noah, we're talking about my number 5, which is Alien Covenant.
Okay, that's
so,
fine as well.
Okay, so we're back to Alien Covenant, which I prefer over Prometheus, because I think it's more interesting. And it's like, there's a really cool idea there. Like, I love the themes of creation in this movie and the dark side of creation and imagination. And the idea of, like, humanity creates android or synthetics, and then a synthetic creates this biomechanical nightmare in the alien xenomorph. I think is a really interesting idea on paper. It just doesn't gel with the older movies. Like, I think it's a fascinating concept that just doesn't make sense in the canon, as it was established in Alien. So, like I said, Prometheus ruined the space jockey, and this gives the xenomorph an origin. Like, I think these are equally bad things that don't work.
One
But
is the central monster of this franchise. The other is a 20-second shot in the first movie.
Yeah, I have to say I'm with John on that one. I'm more upset about the xenomorph. Not even upset. I just don't really like it about the xenomorph thing than the space jockey thing. I'm okay with some minor retcons on the space jockey, but I'm with you on the themes that this movie touches on, and I like it all in theory, but this does have the same characters acting stupid problem that the previous movie does.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, who's here? Is this guy?
ah,
It's one of these. What's up?
We're talking about Alien Covenant.
Why?
because it's better than Prometheus.
It's not.
I don't know that, but are we doing individual rankings and then?
We're going around. So Hayden, because you're this late, I'd say let us all, the rest of us, just finish going through number 1, and then do you want to give just your ranking bottom to top quickly at the end? Does that work for you?
Well, and so we can do that, and then just if you want to just chime in like on the movie that we're talking about, so that you're not sitting there like not without nothing to do.
Yeah, just leave if I was gonna do nothing, but yeah, I'll chime in.
Yeah, sorry, Robert. Go ahead and finish your thought.
Well, Noah was talking. Noah, was there anything else you want?
Sorry, I'm trying to fix OBS, so I'm like not really.
My bad.
I think we touched on most of it when we talked about Covenant before, but yeah, I just wish this movie was executed better. I do like some of the supporting characters. I actually think Danny McBride is surprisingly pretty good in this movie.
I like him in this.
His character's kind of stupid,
Oh,
but he gives a good.
He might be the second dumbest. He puts the entire ship full of colonists at risk for someone that he doesn't even know if they're alive.
Yeah,
That's his wife.
I don't.
But it is. But I think that's dumb. I think what's worse is the other two guys on the ship are like, "Hey, don't do that." They're giving him all the like, "Don't do that," and then at the very end, they're like, "Oh, never mind. Yeah, let's do that."
Just those two guys. Just like, I won't get into it too much, but I was watching it and I forgot that Jussie Smollett is in that movie, and I'm like, what the fuck?
I saw his name in the credits. I was like, uh-oh.
The best
non-controversial figure, Jussie Smollett.
So, speaking of cameos, we didn't talk about this when I ranked it when I brought it up. This has the weirdest James Franco cameo. For anybody that doesn't know, he is the captain that burns alive in the first like 15 seconds.
Yeah, he just explodes.
Yep. that one is so weird. Like that's maybe some of the most out of place casting in this entire franchise. It's just so fucking weird seeing James Franco in an Alien movie.
I didn't
As
even
opposed to-
recognize him. Like,
I did but as opposed to Danny McBride, who I think surprisingly works in this movie, and I like here. But with James Franco, originally, again, like there were more scenes with him. There were more flashbacks and another scene before they go into cryosleep, where again another scene I think should be in the finished film, where we meet the characters and get to know their relationships and dynamics before the accident happens, where he burns alive and dies. I think that scene should be in the movie. The other scene that should be here is the scene with Shaw, so showing what happened with her and David going to paradise.
you mean paying off the cliffhanger of the last
Yeah.
movie?
I said earlier that scene should be in the movie, which is a problem. But once we're there and once we meet David, like the movie just kind of comes alive again. Like I love the old Dark House vibes of this movie. I love the gothic mystery of like what happened here. The original title of this movie was Paradise Lost, because David has destroyed Paradise. He's destroyed the engineers, and
Yeah, I'm glad we
once
learned more
meet
about
him-
them.
I'm glad we didn't, because the engineers suck, and David
I'm-
did a good thing and wiped them out.
Oh, I'm fine with what we got. Like, I think I'll get to it a little bit more when I do my ranking, but
Sure.
I'm fine with what we have.
Like so all the and again I understand your grievances with like the origin of the xenomorph, and giving them an origin at all I agree like is a bad idea. But putting that aside, I like evil bad scientist David, and Michael Fassbender's just tearing it up.
Yeah,
He's giving a much campier performance in this than he did in
Oh, yeah.
Prometheus, but it's really working for me. Like I love the camp in
I-
this movie.
I also don't know. Like maybe I'm reading too much into it, but like in Prometheus, we have the murals of the xenomorphs. I don't know if he's inventing them. He's trying to recreate them
That
Because
makes a lot more sense.
because he's not. He also doesn't like fully do it because they're not the xenomorphs that we know exactly. Like they call them the praetomorphs by the end of the movie.
Yeah,
Except for the one on the ship is basically a xenomorph.
But it comes out fully formed pretty much. Like the chest burster is not the same.
Yeah,
and I agree with you, Hayden. Like I see what you're saying. Some of that stuff was just confusing for me because I can't tell if this is just if these are artistic choices or if there's a canon reason. Like the xenomorph looks different in every movie, and most of the time that's just aesthetic artistic choices. Like there's usually not a canon reason for why their appearance is different. So I'm with you. I just like that's right. I just don't know.
Yeah, that's always been my theory is that he's not inventing the xenomorph. He's trying to like
Recreate, which I think works a lot better, and which
Yeah.
was in the movie, and it would keep the Alien vs Predator movies as canon, since those are set in present day and not set in the
Yeah.
future. So
Yeah.
that's the only way those movies could be canon is if, like you said, if David isn't creating the xenomorphs, if he's just recreating them, which
Well,
I think would work a lot better.
and I just because of Prometheus, I think that's the text, but I could just be like trying to force my own headcanon in and pretending it's real, but
It's totally fair. Well, there's a mural of a thing in Prometheus that looks like a xenomorph. But if you were to ask Ridley Scott, is that a xenomorph or not? I have no idea what his answer would be.
yeah.
I don't know. if
These
it
are
was
also
Scott
movies-
knows.
His answer would be he'd just fall asleep.
Yes.
Probably.
I will say about Covenant, Prometheus looks great. Covenant does not. I don't know what happened. Some of the effects in that are whack.
The CGI is a downgrade.
Yeah, I think Covenant mostly looks great, but yeah, some of the CGI is not very good.
I think
agree
the
with you on
xenomorphs
that.
look pretty bad.
I don't think they look great, but again, I like more of the gothic. That's just more of a personal
Yeah.
taste thing. I like more of the gothic atmosphere in this movie.
I think part of the reason why I dug it more on this viewing too is because I am such a big Frankenstein fan, and it
Mhm.
covers a lot of the same
No, and this was one of the two I'd never seen,
Yeah.
and it I don't know if it pleasantly surprised might not be the best word, but like everyone I knew said it's awful, and I'm like, this is fine. I don't know.
No, it's
That's the thing I
bad.
had on this viewing, because I remember it being awful, and then on this viewing I was like, oh no, there's a lot of redeeming qualities here, but it's not a great movie ultimately. It's not.
That's what I have. That's what I have with most of the movies on this list. Is there are scenes I like, there are ideas I like, they're just not in movies that fully come together for me, and this is another one of those.
Yeah.
But
Also,
David, best part of the movie.
Yes.
Also, because I'm such a big Blade Runner fan, I think Ridley Scott and I are both fascinated with the robots.
Mhm.
We love the robots.
You get robot on robot action with Michael Fassbender. It's awesome.
The ending with him is fucked.
Yes, I like the dark ending.
It's really good.
Whatever happens to those colonists, we'll never know. They can't have made it back.
Probably not.
Well, no, they weren't going. I don't know. Wherever they're going, they're all dead. Maybe they're going to LV 426. I don't know. The next one will be yet another. There's 3 to 5 movies missing in between, but we're just going to jump ahead and don't think about it.
But I just, not to be mean, John, I can't, for me, I can't picture like the perfect Prometheus sequel that you would have liked, or that also, like, I don't know what that looks like. It's just Shaw and David go and talk to the engineers.
Flesh out the engineers.
If that's, I don't care. Like, if that's the movie, I don't care. And
yes, because why should we pay off things?
But
the Prometheus should have fleshed out the engineers.
Regardless, if you're setting that up for a sequel, then it is your job to pay it off in the sequel, not just go, well, never mind.
But
I mean, they do pay it off. They killed them.
And I watched Prometheus and Covenant pretty much back to back.
Mhm.
I didn't have I think they flow pretty well together.
Me too.
Again, except for different characterization, different motivations.
They're different characters.
David is a different character between movies.
I disagree.
I disagree as well.
Okay.
I disagree. I think
he in the first movie at best is morally ambiguous curious. In Alien Covenant, he says that we are going extinct and we deserve it. That is not the same thing.
In Prometheus, he roofies.
Yeah.
I almost said John Jackson Miller. What the fuck's his name?
Fuck.
That dude.
Logan.
Is there a Logan in there?
Logan Marshall Green, is that right?
Yes, we got it.
He roofies him with the alien goo
to
experiment on him, and then like Shaw gets pregnant with that. Like that's human experimentation. He's doing that.
That's not what I said. I said in Prometheus, he is curious and he does things to satisfy that curiosity. Morally ambiguous. Like he's not out to hurt. He's not necessarily out to hurt anyone. He just wants to see what something will do.
What?
Oh my god! Okay. You know what?
Right.
Just never mind. Jesus.
All right. Everybody, calm down. Take a deep breath. Can I just respond to that? I think
Go for it.
The fact that he is experimenting on humans shows that he does not care for humans very much.
Yeah,
I agree.
That's all I would say.
I think there's a difference between being indifferent, which is what he comes off in Prometheus, and in Covenant straight out says that we deserve to go extinct.
Well, because he sees himself as superior.
Right.
Which is a different character than what was in Prometheus.
I don't think that contradicts anything in Prometheus.
Yeah.
There's that line in Prometheus which I think is really well written, which is I can't remember the setup, but the response is David. It's like, you're just like us, and he says, "Not too much, I hope." He already doesn't like humans. He hates Wayland.
He does.
That's pretty firm that he does not like Wayland. He's bitter at everyone. I mean, I think it's pretty consistent.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think that there's anything in Covenant that negates anything that happens in Prometheus. Largely because Covenant is more focused on David. David is a big character in Prometheus, but we don't get into his head at all, and he's not the protagonist of that movie.
Right.
So I think that there's room to build on that. I don't think that it. I wouldn't call it like.
I say
I don't think it's a different character.
yeah. I just see there's an
Okay.
evolution to that character more than like a contradiction.
That's
and
all I have to say about that.
well, and just again back to Hayden, what thing we were talking about earlier is just that both Prometheus and Covenant have a lot of deleted scenes that should be in the movie. One of which being there's actually a flashback with David and Shaw arriving on the planet. That should be in the movie. And
Yeah, you need
there's
that.
that should be in the movie. There's also dialogue that gives you more context for why he killed her, and it's because she didn't like that he killed the engineers and didn't want to go along with his plans for experimenting and creating new creatures and stuff, and that's why he kills her. So that should be in the movie. Why he ultimately turns on her and uses her body for experimentation. There's also a really just cool idea presented and why like he needs to send out the signal to get these colonists here. It's because he's literally run out of meat to experiment on, because he says like you need organic life for this black stuff to work. And it's set up earlier when the colonists first get there, when the main girl notices like there's like no birds or anything here, like this planet is dead, like there's no wildlife, and like that's a really cool creepy moment. So like I said, all the mad scientist shit with David I think is really cool and creepy. But like we said, still heavily flawed. I don't I feel about the same about Prometheus and Covenant. I think they have a lot of the same strengths and weaknesses. I just prefer Covenant just because I personally find it more interesting.
Covenant also feels like a more complete movie to me, whereas Prometheus just kind of feels like a lot of meandering and doesn't really amount to anything by the end.
I have Prometheus over Covenant, and a lot of that is visual, but
Sure.
I will say about Prometheus, it feels like not a lot happens in that movie.
Yeah, that's my thing with it.
But yeah.
But I like both of them, so
Yeah, I had come into this and I'd seen Prometheus before, but it had been a long time ago. And everyone was like, "Oh, these are the worst ones. The Alien prequels are so bad." And I watched them and I'm like, I don't know, I kind of like these.
yeah. The only movie, like I said before, the only movie I outright dislike on this list is my last one, which is AVPR. So
Yeah.
That movie
Yeah,
sucks. Robert, that was, you said your number 5.
Yes.
Noah, what is your number 5?
well, I said before that it's also Covenant.
Okay, and then mine was Prometheus. So
My five's also Covenant, but we'll
we'll go to number 4. My number 4 is Alien Resurrection, which we've already talked about. But I adore that movie. I don't care.
I don't hate it. Like there's parts of it I like. Hayden, what are your thoughts on Alien Resurrection?
I have it ranked very low because it's objectively bad, but it's funny. It's not as funny bad as I think John says it is. I think it's annoying in a lot of parts, but there are parts that are funny bad. And I will say it looks better than Alien 3.
Real quick, we got a name I don't recognize in the chat. Travis Mitchell says, "How's it going?" It's going. We're just
Hello.
talking about the Alien movies.
And the big thing it has is the hybrid, which has been done better since.
But not as crazy as the hybrid in this one.
Yeah.
No, Alien Resurrection is a beautiful movie, and more people should appreciate it.
It has beautiful moments.
It does.
But I don't. But as a movie, I would not call it beautiful.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've already talked about that. So, Robert, what is your number 4?
Okay, my number 4 is easily the biggest hot take on my list, where I'll piss everybody off. but fuck it, it's my list. My number 4 is Alien versus Predator from 2004.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I
Uh,
realized you didn't rank that yet. Oh, my
Jesus
AVP
Christ.
I really buried the
AVP
lead on that.
AVP's funny. It's got it's not that high on my list, but it's higher than a couple of the solo movies. It's just fun. Like
It's fine.
it's I find that movie pretty fun. Like it can be.
Here's the thing. If I'm in the mood for just a dumb, schlocky alien action movie, this is gonna be the one I put on. If I'm just gonna turn my brain off and watch some action, like it's well shot, the slow motion is very funny, the fight scenes are fun. There's a lot of good, memorable kills, with the creatures. The best thing this movie actually has going for it, like artistically, is I just think the temple set is really cool, and we have a lot of fun with that space, with the moving walls and shit. So it scratches like that adventure itch, like with the booby traps and stuff, that I think is fun. So yeah, I agree that it is not a great film, and we deserve a much better Alien versus Predator movie. But
Although-
as is,
Robert, I'm not like calling you out, but in the
Mhm.
Predator ranking, wasn't that your second to last?
it was my third to last.
Okay.
My bottom Predator ranking was Requiem, so that was the same on both lists. That was at the bottom. Then I had Shane Black's The Predator, and then
Yeah.
I had ABP. So again, like in the Predator ranking, much lower. In the Alien ranking, a little higher, because again, in terms of consistent quality, I think the Predator franchise is much better
Yeah.
than Alien. But like Noah keeps saying, most of these movies like do have memorable scenes. Like most of these movies do have good, interesting moments. And this one, it makes my number 4 just because it's pure dumb schlock, but at least I find it entertaining. I get something out of it. There is a nostalgia factor because I saw it when I was very young. Um, so that's absolutely a factor here. But yeah, it's stupid. It's not great. But that's my number 4.
I did not anticipate that.
Here's the thing: as stupid as this movie is, it doesn't break the canon like Prometheus and Covenant do. Nor do I have the complicated feelings on how it follows the old movies like an Alien 3 does. This is a I have no complicated feelings on this movie other than it's not very good. Like it's the most inoffensive movie on this list. But you know what? I think it's dumb fun.
Nice.
Noah, what is your number 4?
My number 4. All right, we're finally getting back to it, so Hayden can give his thoughts on this movie.
Oh god.
My number 4 is my beloved Alien 3.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Oh,
That's about as high as I allowed myself to rank it.
I have that way low. I don't like that movie.
Movie sucks.
It's boring. I gave it a 3, and I don't know why. I think it was like
Oh.
Cope. I'm like, it's fine. I'm like, no, it's not.
Oh,
It's
that-
just like there are parts in that I like, but like
Mhm.
it's so what it looks like crap, which sucks. But
I
in
don't
my
think
opinion.
I don't think it looks terrible, but I do think from the perspective of production design, it's easily the least interesting of the 4. Like the prison, like it's like a big factory. Like it's just I don't think the production design is nearly as interesting.
there's
as
not a lot
the
of
other
like
movies.
variety of environments,
But I do
But-
think it's well shot, despite the bad effects.
and
I
I
like
think what we do have looks pretty good, in my opinion.
I like Charles Dance. I like Ripley's okay. It has the like, oh, my friends are dead. I don't really care, Ripley, but she cares a little, but she doesn't care enough.
She gets the token I care in this scene moment.
She is pretty devastated when she sees Newt dead.
Yeah, it just doesn't last. But I mean, the highlight is probably Charles Dance for me.
He's great.
And the
Yep.
alien stuff is kind of lame. I don't. I like the ending, but
And I forget, Hayden,
Yeah.
had you seen this one before, or was this the other first watch
technically yes, but not like
in a long time?
it's yeah. That was a lot of these where I'm like I've seen these at one point, but it's like I haven't, so it's all
The-
fresh. The only one I didn't have a time to finish rewatching was Romulus, but I know where it's at. So
Yeah, no, since that was your pick, do you have anything else you want to talk about with 3? Because we went in over.
I think I said
Before.
most of it when we talked about it before, and we have a whole review on it. But yeah, I've got complicated feelings about this movie. I continue to have complicated feelings every time I revisit it. But I think my big thing is I am just past the initial shock of, watching through these for the first time, and
And this is one you used to dislike, and then it's just grown on you, right?
Yeah, I think the more I've lived with it, the more I've found more to appreciate about it. So I've grown more fond of it, but I can't fully say that it's like a great movie or anything.
All right. Well,
That's my number 4.
my number 3 is where the comment section comes at me. My number 3 is Aliens.
Oh my god! Wait, what was your number 4?
Alien Resurrection.
Okay, sorry.
I think the theatrical cut is missing the most important scene in the movie, which ruins a lot of the emotional payoff for the movie. And yeah, I don't know. It's fine. I don't love it. I like the extended cut better. Those are my thoughts on Aliens.
our commentary the other day, I had a character arc.
Yeah, you did.
Oh hell yeah!
I used to like Aliens as a hot like I'm like I don't like this is a movie that's good that I don't like very much, and then we were watching. I'm like, I was wrong. It's good. Although I am with John that I think the director's cut is way better, and I'm probably gonna just watch that from now on because you need
That's fine.
those scenes. I don't like the colony at the beginning. You don't need that, but the Amanda Ripley scene you need. Like that's
Yeah.
important, and it's just not in the
So,
movie.
yeah, that is fair. I will say that the Amanda Ripley scene is maybe the one thing I would have kept in the theatrical cut. By and large, I just think the pacing is way better in the theatrical version. Like the extended version is a bit too bloated for me.
Yeah, and I get that.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we talked about this during the commentary, but your preference really just comes down to do you prefer the quicker pacing or the more fleshed out story? And at this point, I think I prefer the more fleshed out story because I've seen both the theatrical cut and the extended cut many times. I don't know which cut I've even seen the most at this point. And yeah, I agree with Noah that the extended cut's a little too bloated, but there's a lot of little moments added throughout besides the stuff with Ripley's daughter that I do like.
Yeah.
That just fleshes it out a little more.
And I think if you just kept the Amanda Ripley scene at the beginning, I don't think it would have thrown the pacing off too much.
Agreed.
Like, I'm not really sure.
No, that's
the big one I don't think
the
should have ever been cut.
that's the James Cameron way. Is there's at least one scene that he gets cut out of the theatrical cut that later gets put in extended cut, so there's no definitive cut of his movies.
Or you could
Oh,
go
yeah.
the Ridley Scott way where you never make an extended cut.
Or which is hilarious because Blade Runner has like 100 cuts.
He got it out of his system.
Are
He's
we
like,
gonna
look,
do a
I actually-
director's
I
cut
actually haven't
ranking of
seen-
the alien movies? at
No.
some point?
Oh yeah, we should do that.
We should.
Oh god.
I actually haven't seen every cut of Blade Runner, so I'm a fake fan. But
I've never seen Blade Runner.
It's not very
should-
good.
you're
Oh.
wrong.
I like
But
Blade.
the theatrical cut was surprisingly, as far as scenes and pacing go, surprisingly close to the final cut, which is the version I'm most familiar with. Except that it has the awful voiceover, which is really funny.
But yeah, I like some of the side characters. Bill Paxton is the standout for me. He's probably my favorite side character. I like I like action hero Ripley. I prefer, Final Girl Ripley, like from the first movie, but she's good in this. Some of the set pieces are incredible. The Queen looks awesome.
Yes.
It's a good movie.
Yeah, it's very.
Yeah.
I was wrong. I'm dumb. It's fine.
You don't have to love it. It's fine.
I mean, I will double down and say that I think that the theatrical cut is a weaker movie, but the extended cut is really good.
Yeah, I think Aliens is one of the greatest summer blockbuster popcorn movies we've ever got in cinema history. Maybe that's hyperbolic to say, but it's one of my favorites of that genre.
We talked a lot about that during the commentary. I might fight you a little bit on that because I always hear it's an action movie. It's not paced well. Like, it's not, the way it's paced doesn't feel like summer blockbustery to me. It's really like deliberate, which I guess is good, but it's just like
yeah. I'd say the theatrical version is the like more go faster paced version.
Yeah.
But for me, it strikes the right balance and still being a horror movie, but with more action and spectacle in it.
I actually kind of do see why John doesn't like it as much. Like, I didn't think about this until recently. It is maybe the least body horror heavy of the whole franchise.
Yes.
It is.
I still have a problem that I think the Xenomorphs lose a little presence.
That's fair enough.
Not a lot, but like at least some. Like the swarm of them is like takes a little bit out. The most tense scene is the one with the face hugger. Like that stuff's all good, but
I think that they still have presence and they're still threatening. There's a swarm of them, but we have a whole group of Marines dealing with them now, not just a ragtag group of blue collar workers. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I do have some nitpicks with this movie, and I've got some like minor criticisms here and there with the script. I just think that like it's so well executed for the most part, and then by the end of the movie, it just leaves you in such like a good mood. Like it's like like such a happy, optimistic.
And then you remember what happens in the next one.
Well,
yeah, well.
No. The only thing that I will push back on in this, not with you guys, just and sentiment on this has turned around, but no, I don't know if you remember this, but like for a long time there was, well, Alien is good, but James Cameron really made a better movie with aliens. Like, no, go away, be gone.
And I will say I used to be in that camp. As a kid, this was my favorite Alien movie.
Same.
I think it's a bit more complicated right now because, full transparency, I think 1 and 2 are tied for me, but I am forced to pick one because of this ranking, so you'll see what that is later.
Yes.
But yeah.
But yeah, that's really all I have to say about Aliens. Does anybody else, or do we want to move on?
No, I think we're good.
We can move on.
All right, Robert, what is your number 3?
Well, my number 3, this is exciting because it's finally a movie we haven't talked about at all yet. It's Alien Romulus. Is my number 3. I think it's pretty good.
I adore that movie.
That's also my number 3.
Yeah, you guys go ahead and I'll chime in.
I like Alien Romulus. It is the back to basics. It's both the back to basics Alien movie that's looking the most at one, but it's also the greatest hits one of the franchise. Like, there's a lot of big moments from all the movies that this tries to homage, like the hybrid we talked about earlier, and mileage will vary on that because some people see this as just a fan film and really don't like it. Most of that stuff works for me. This gets compared to Rogue One a lot, and I like Rogue One, so that's not a problem with me. Where I like this movie, it just, I don't think it has a lot to say or a lot of interesting ideas, but I like the characters, I like the setup, like I like the adventure, and the setting. Once again, another great looking movie. That's the only thing we haven't talked about enough during this ranking that makes Alien as a franchise so unique, despite some of the shitty effects in some movies here and there, is this is unique as a horror franchise in that people expect like big budget, prestigious like production quality, which you don't get a lot in a lot of horror franchises.
Yeah.
And that's something that this I think continues, because I think this is a gorgeous looking movie with both the practical effects and the CGI. I think this movie looks stunning.
But Robert, was there
Xenomorph-
something in the water?
There's something in the
Something
fucking water.
No, John, that's not how you say it. It's
I know, I can't do it. I can't do it.
There's
Sorry.
something in the fucking water.
I hate that guy, but he contributed that one moment. Which
Oh,
was
that guy
great.
is such a dick.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Like,
he's horrible.
I watched. I was only able to watch the first half, but like, I'm like, oh my god, I forgot how much he sucks.
fucking Bjorn.
This is what because this is directed by Fede Alvarez, who did Evil Dead 2013. Something like this is what I was expecting when he got attached to Texas Chainsaw, where we were gonna do like go
And he
back to
didn't-
basics. But he didn't end up directing that. I think he's just like a producer, and I
Right.
really wish he directed it because I think that movie would have
too.
been a lot better if he directed it. This is what I wanted from a sequel to Alien Forever. It makes the alien have real presence again. It makes it an unstoppable monster. It brings back the body. It has a lot of the body horror stuff from Alien. The set designs are insane. I like all of the characters except for that one guy. It has my favorite synth in the franchise. I think he's great.
Andy's amazing.
He's great.
And I think what puts him over the top for me is he gets to play basically two roles, and both of them are good. Whereas a lot of the synthetics in this franchise are just playing that one character,
Although
other than
I
like
do have that with-
Fassbender.
I was gonna say I do have that with Fassbender too, where he's good as David and Walter.
Mhm.
But
He does a weird fucking voice for Walter, but I kind of love
he
it.
does. Yeah, I think it's fine.
I think that is closer to what his voice sounds like. I think that's closer to his normal speaking voice.
When he was Walter.
Walter.
But yeah, Andy, what's that guy's name? Like David Johnson?
David Johnson.
That's that.
Yeah,
He's
something
really fantastic, and is also great in The Long Walk.
Yeah,
I like
he's
this
so.
guy a lot.
I want that guy to like have a great career because I think and he doesn't have that many credits right now. He's been in,
And
like,
Yeah,
5
I
movies.
think these are the only two things I've seen him in. And
Same.
both.
and of all the final girls in this franchise that we've tried to like replace Ripley, this is the one where we finally got it right. I think she's great. I'm not saying she's better than Ripley, but like she can carry the movie franchise forward. Since obviously Sigourney Weaver is too old now.
Romulus. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. No, I think she's fine. Like, I like her. I think this whole franchise has a not Ripley problem, and
Yes.
I think she's okay. My favorite of the not Ripleys is actually the one from Alien Earth, because she's the most different and interesting in my opinion. Like, if we were counting Alien Earth, like that is my third favorite project in this franchise, but we're not counting it because it's a TV show.
And
but-
I haven't
I haven't
seen that
finished
show.
it.
I might get back to that soon because I'm in an alien mood after doing all these.
Yeah,
Same.
that show for me like has the balance in getting back to basics and giving me the stuff I want, but also having new interesting ideas and new creatures and new characters that I like. We'll see if they can maintain the quality. Like, that's something I'm nervous about. Is I don't know if that show is going to stick the landing or not. But as of this recording, I like
Yeah,
Alien Earth.
I had mixed feelings about how the back half of the season played out, but for the
Me
most
too.
part, I do really like that show.
Mhm.
And
But-
it's about the robots, so
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I love the robots.
Yeah. Robert was saying how good this movie looks.
Yeah.
In my opinion, Prometheus looks amazing. I prefer the look of Romulus. I think the way it
Me
looks
too.
is more for me.
It's got a
I
lot.
have that.
It's going back to that more like grunt, dingy, dark
Lived
look
in.
of
Yeah.
first.
For me,
movie.
It's
Yeah. Prometheus has those like grand sweeping shots, but I love the way Romulus looks. And some of the like shot framing in Romulus is really good. Like there's that shot of Andy when I think it's when the facehugger attaches to that woman and he like turns around in the light. Like that stuff
Mhm.
all looks really
Yeah.
amazing.
this is going back to more of like the analog tech
Yes,
of the
which
first one.
I really appreciate.
Yeah.
You're kind of comparing this to Rogue One. I sort of have the same thing with this as I do with Rogue One, where people call both of those movies the like member-berry movies, where they reference everything and they're like really nostalgia based. I don't get it with either. I really don't know.
No.
There's moments in this which are the
yeah,
worst moments of the movie.
Yes.
The one I love to make fun of is the "Get away from her, you bitch."
Yeah, I don't like
Bitch.
that,
That's-
and I
hate
I
that.
don't
that.
I don't like Ian Holm CGI.
Yeah.
Like I don't like all
That
that.
is
Those are the only two things in that movie that I don't like.
those are the Ian Holm thing is certainly the number one thing I would change. We alluded to it earlier. They could have just gotten Michael Fassbender to play another android.
Yeah.
I think that would have been cool.
Yeah.
Or someone else entirely.
Or just make it David with as much a sequel as this is to those two movies.
Yeah, and especially because they bring back the black goo, which for some reason in this movie it is not a tool of destruction. It's like regenerative now. I don't know. These movies don't know how the black goo works.
David fixed it.
Okay, he fixed it.
He changed it. I mean, if that's what you wanted to do, you could have had it be a Fassbender robot. He's like, "Hey, we fixed it. We changed it."
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, Ash. That is the thing. That's the most overt thing this has in common with Rogue One is resurrecting an actor with CGI.
Yeah.
Thanks,
which I
Ridley Scott.
And what's extra frustrating about it here, and why I agree with Noah that it's the worst part of the movie, the CGI Ash, like, it's not a thing that's just in one scene. Once he's introduced, he's in a lot of the movie.
He's a main character.
He's a main character.
It also looks real. That's the one thing that looks bad.
And then he gets the other callback line where, for no reason, he has the same line of, "I won't lie to you about your chances, but you have my sympathies." It's like, don't do that. Like, he didn't need to say that, like Ash did.
Well, and when I first saw Romulus, I hadn't seen Aliens in a long time. I forgot that they called back to the artificial person thing. I'm like, that's Bishop's whole deal. Don't do that.
Yeah, and
sorry, go on, Robert.
okay. Well, last thing I want to say on the CGI Ash thing, I still wouldn't like it, but it bothers me all the more that like you could have done it practically with a puppet, because they did it with Lance Henriksen in 1992 in Alien 3. Like again, I have a lot of problems with Alien 3 that I complained about earlier, but that Lance Henriksen Bishop puppet is fucking incredible. And like when Ripley's talking to the damaged Bishop puppet, like it looks amazing. There's no reason why you couldn't do this practically. Again, I still would have been weird about it. I'm just saying it would have been better than the CGI deepfake.
I will
say
say
still
though,
weird just because the actors passed.
Yes,
Why
absolutely.
I will say though, you can tell for a little bit they are using some kind of puppet.
Yeah,
it just doesn't look great.
It's the face that's CGI.
It's a puppet that they like deep faked Ian Holm's face onto it.
Yeah.
It is on. So I was a little worried watching this, like going into watching it again, because I was like, oh no, is this movie not going to age well? Is this going to have like a No Way Home thing where it gets worse on subsequent viewings? And fortunately, that's not the case. But that one thing, I just forgot how prominent the fake Ian Holm was in this movie, and it really is like the big elephant in the room.
Yeah.
That like affects the movie for me. It's the big stain on it, and it's a shame because the rest of the movie works pretty well. Like Robert was saying, I don't think it like it's not like trying anything different. It is like the Alien Greatest Hits movie, but I think it's
I think it's what we needed after the prequel duology, and before that, Resurrection and 3.
I tend to resist the like after we tried something different and then failed, let's go back to the well and just recycle old stuff. But I think this is an example of it working out.
Yeah.
And for the most part, what makes stuff like the Ash and the "Get Away from Her, you bitch" callback right at the end stick out like a sore thumb is the rest of the movie's not really like that.
Right.
It's able to subtly remix a bunch of different elements from all of the movies and create like a new like unique experience with that.
Mhm.
And so all that stuff is like really fun, and then the egregious stuff like really hurts it for me.
Yeah, I don't need like the bird dipper, which Covenant also brought back, but like that, to its credit, that's at least in the background. Like we don't stop
Yeah.
the movie to focus on that. Like either you notice it or you don't. So it's like whatever.
Right.
So for most of the movie, Easter eggs and callbacks like that, like you said, aren't egregious and don't take me
Well,
out of the movie.
and for me
It's
with
mostly
the get away from her line, I would be fine with it if they did it like, because you would say that if like your friend was being attacked, like get away from her. My problem with that is the delivery is so bad. It's like he doesn't want to say it.
Well,
And
the
it's just
delivery
really
is also
awkward.
it is awkward, but like the delivery is also just consistent with his character because he has like a stutter.
He's got
He has a speech impediment.
Yeah, I
so-
don't know. There's just something about the delivery. Like I think if it was delivered a little differently, I wouldn't have minded it as much.
I think it's just the line. Like, just don't do that line.
John, they should say it like you bitch.
Yeah. Well, but Robert, my problem with that is then at what point do we draw the line and nobody can say anything that somebody else has said in this franchise?
You could just not have him say "get away from her, you bitch." It's that collection
Yeah.
of words in that order. You could say
Okay,
anything
but
else.
that doesn't answer my question. At what point do we draw the line and nobody can say something that has been said before?
Yeah, but that's a very
This-
specific like.
This is a very iconic,
It's
well known.
the-
Okay, so then the line is that
Problem.
nobody can say a line that has been said before if it's an iconic one, even if it's just normal dialogue.
But
Get
it's not
away,
normal dialogue. It's
get away from her, motherfucker. There, I changed it.
Well, thank God they changed that one word, so it's not from that old movie.
it's specifically the you
I
bitch.
have a
And-
problem with that too.
and this is a Predator problem, like more
Yes.
than like usually, where it's like they can't stop quoting that first movie, which
Right.
Alien usually doesn't have an issue with, and then in this one it does in a couple of places. But
Right.
and I'm that's almost me playing devil's advocate because I do really love Romulus, but
Like, I don't even
Also
like
say
the
as
line.
far
I'm
as-
just like I think it's a legitimate question. Is where do we draw the line? Because at some point
I
you're going to
think-
run out of words to say.
I think we draw the line at the really iconic
Right, but,
lines that everyone knows.
But John, this was a very clear intentional choice to call back to aliens, which I find unnecessary and quite pandery, to be honest.
it's also like that and the gun are like the only things from Aliens in Romulus.
Yeah, because that line is also following the scene where we're shooting the aliens with the gun. That it's like, oh, now we're doing the aliens scene where we're shooting aliens with a machine gun, and then after that scene, you get the "get away from her, you bitch" line. It's like, okay, you didn't need to do that.
I also will say I think that calling back to that only left a real bad taste in my mouth after the deepfake Ian Holm and a lot
Yes.
of the other callback stuff before. So that was just kind of the like final straw for me.
Fair enough. No, that is my least favorite callback, but I don't know. I think it's for the second least favorite. Obviously, deep fake, creepy Ian Holmes is the worst part. But
Mhm. Wait, I that when CGI Ian Holm comes up, like that is like the make or break point of the movie for people. Like either you're still with it after that, or like that kills the whole movie for you. Which is what I remember from the discourse around this. But overall, like I said, it's my number 3. I enjoyed this movie.
yeesh.
I will say, too, with the Rogue One comparison, that's not a comparison I've heard before. I like this movie more than Rogue One. I like the.
I think this is a better movie than Rogue One, and I like Rogue One a lot.
That's fair.
I probably
think-
like this more than Rogue One.
I like the characters in Rogue One more than Noah does, but I do think I like these characters more. Like I would say, yeah, this is probably the better movie.
Well, and
That's fair.
partially Rogue One got like an artificial boost that it doesn't really deserve because of Andor,
Yes.
where it's like I watch Rogue One in that context now, and I'm like, oh, okay.
That's so
Yeah,
we
for
just
sure.
need the like Romulus prequel series about Bjorn.
Yeah.
I would
Imagine
watch a show about what's her name, Rain. You could do that.
well, it's Andor, so it's Andy, and then Andy.
Yay.
And dear.
Reindeer.
And the actress, one of the actresses, I forget her real name, but the one that like gives birth to the hybrid, went on to be
Isabella Merced.
Hot Girl
Isabella
and
Dina.
Dina,
In the last
which
one.
is funny
she's
because the
great.
woman that plays Rain was a lot of people's fan cast for older Ellie, and
That's
I
true.
can absolutely see it.
That's true. I also, one thing I am more mixed on in this movie than like outright loving or disliking is another alien trope we were talking about earlier that most of these movies do is the second climax where you think we won and it's over and then another monster shows up. Like that's what the first movie does with the alien in the escape pod. Aliens does it with the queen getting on the ship. Most of these movies have a second climax, and this does this with the hybrid. And I like the I think I like the hybrid in this movie. I like how he looks. I like that it's practical. It's just the choreo, like the way the sequence is staged, I find a little clunky. How like she gives birth to it, and then Haley Spaney, like she has to like get the baby, throws the baby away, but then the baby gets away with her, and then goes back to the room to kill Isabel Merced. I just find the staging of that sequence a little clunky, and then it's not an air, but and then it's another ending where the creature gets sucked out into the vacuum of space, and I'm like, okay, we really need to stop doing this because it's Covenant did it. Like too many of these movies have done that, so that stuff I was more mixed on. But I like.
I love the final, like the secret ending of this movie or whatever. The hybrid looks awesome.
Yeah,
He's
this is
scary.
the clear better hybrid of.
I don't know. Maybe.
I think so. I know. I like all that stuff, and I feel so bad for Isabella Merced's character.
Oh
in this
God.
movie.
Oh yeah, like it's
Yeah,
awful what happens to her.
She like gets the shit kicked out of her the whole movie, and she's like
Yeah.
pregnant, and then gives birth to this monstrosity.
Yeah.
That is another nitpick I have with this movie, and it's in regards to her. One thing this movie likes to do is have a character stuck behind a door that they can't open. I think we do that one too many times because that happens like 5 times in this
Yeah.
movie. But that's a nitpick.
Does anybody else have anything they want to say about Rhombus?
No.
I think the movie also has a lot of fun action set pieces, like when they at the end when they go into 0G and the acid
Yeah.
blood's like floating through the air. That's all really
Yeah,
good.
that part's cool.
The stuff in the elevator too. Like I think this movie just gets what sets it above something like Rogue One for me, and I don't really hate Rogue One, but
Mhm.
and I can't think of another example, but something that's even worse with like nostalgia baity stuff is that this movie feels like it was made by someone who is an Alien fan and is being creative with playing with the conventions of all of the Alien movies. So we're hitting a lot of the similar beats, but it's kind of remixing them in an interesting way that is like fun to watch for me.
It's a lot like his Evil Dead remake that I think hit a couple of those familiar beats, but wasn't like aggressive with it. I read around the time that came out that it was strongly hinted that Ridley Scott was the one that wanted CGI Ian Holmes, and I wonder how many of those callbacks are him, and how many are Alvarez. I'm really sad Alvarez left. I would like to see what he would do with a sequel and building on what's here. My favorite thing about this movie is how accurately it uses recreates some of the isolation sets. There's like doors and rooms that look like they're straight out of that game.
I
still need to play that.
I do wish the xenomorphs were in it more just because they look incredible. Like the animatronics they built for the xenomorphs in this look amazing, and they are practical like 90% of the time. So they look really cool in this when you see them.
I think it's the best the xenomorphs have looked maybe since Aliens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would agree with that. So that was both of your number 3s. And then so I'll just say that's my number 2.
Rhombus.
And I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that your guys' number 2 is Aliens.
Oh yeah.
That is correct. Number 2 for
That is
me,
mine.
Aliens.
So I wonder what number 1 is.
Do you all just say it at the same time? It's the
Alien.
original Alien.
Yeah.
It's a
The one that
masterpiece.
started it all.
It is-
ABPR.
It is what the franchise should aspire to be. It is a perfect horror film, a perfect sci-fi film. It's my favorite Ridley Scott movie, even though I've only seen like 4 of his films. No, I love everything about this movie.
Yeah, Alien is pretty much perfect.
Yeah, it's one of the things I love about this movie that you don't get in any of the other ones is how the characters are realized and how they're written and how they're like performed in the movie. It's all very naturalistic.
They're very believable. They're smart,
Mhm.
which is nice.
They're not. Yeah, and they're smart. They're not especially deep characters or fully fleshed out at all, but just watching them interact, you feel like you know these people.
I will argue that Ripley is smart. Everyone else on board is an idiot and deserved what they got.
Oh, I don't agree with that at all. I
Jonesy the cat is not an idiot.
I don't care
All
about
cats
the
are
cat.
idiots.
Robert, they all ignore her command to not let him on board because he's been infected with the thing on his face.
well,
and then-
that was just Allison Lambert.
I thought it was all of them except Ripley.
Yeah, Yaphet Kotto looks pretty freaked out from the beginning, like with all that.
Yeah.
Well, then
Yeah,
those
I
two
don't think
deserve
he's
what they
ever-
got, and they're idiots.
I agree. No, like again, that's how the movie immediately gets you on Ripley's side because you're like, yeah, she's the smart one.
Yes.
That's how you latch on to her. Which one's Yaphet Kotto's character name? Is he Parker?
Parker.
I think yeah.
And then Harry Dean Stanton is Brett. Their friendship is really fun. I love
my
everything to
favorite.
get those two.
I think those two are my favorite characters.
This is
outside
complete.
Ripley.
This is completely random, but I'm a fan of the Orville, and there's a character on that show named Yaphet, which I
Hell yeah.
assume is a reference to Yaphet Kotto.
I
and
think
that's
so.
Gotta
that's
be.
cool.
That's Norm Macdonald, right? That's the
Yeah,
mom.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it's specifically because he was in Nightmare 3 or Nightmare 6. Somebody was just really thought it was really fun that he was in Nightmare 6.
The sci-fi show. It has nothing to do with Alien. It's the
I mean, he is the best part of that movie.
That's
Well,
true.
second best part. Robert Englund is always the best part.
Of course.
I
But yeah,
thought you were
no.
gonna say Roseanne Barr.
Okay.
No, but like the whole cast in Alien is perfect. I love this ensemble. Ash is like the coolest character to watch on a rewatch when you know what his deal is and his ulterior motives because he's so fucking weird. This whole movie, like that little moment when he's by himself and he just amps himself up, and you're like, "Why do you do that?" Like,
But he's like believably weird too. It's still a very
Yes.
Yeah.
naturalistic performance from Ian Holm.
mhm.
Uh,
and
like
John Hurt's
everything
great
feels
for the little
like
bit you get from him.
Yeah, no, he's
This
great.
also adding to that too. This has the like lived-in feeling that Star Wars does, where it's a sci-fi world, but it feels like there's such history there just from looking at it.
Yeah.
And
It's great.
one thing that this movie still has that I don't really have in any of those is that like Lovecraftian terror. You know, it's this mysterious universe, and these characters just find themselves in this situation they're horribly unprepared for with no context.
I
and
mean,
then-
I'll fight you a little bit on that. Romulus has that with the setup of that. They're thrust into this situation they can't possibly comprehend or deal with.
That's true. This also has like the exploration of the derelict ship and all that stuff. But yeah, like
This is more deliberately paced too.
yes,
Yes.
I find this movie a bit creepier, but Romulus isn't really going for that. So
Well, no, I won't argue that this is creepier. I just mean, like, I would argue that Romulus has a lot of that too. They're exploring a derelict spaceship. They're trapped on on said ship with the xenomorphs.
no, but they never go to an alien ship, you know, on a
Yeah.
foreign planet.
Well, that's debatable. There's a lot of aliens on that ship. But
There's a specific vibe this movie has that
And
I don't really.
Alien doesn't have a
Yeah.
British guy yelling about things in the water, so therefore it is inferior.
No, it just has a British guy yelling about a thing on his face.
He doesn't do a lot of
British
yelling.
guy, and a British guy trying to kill someone with a magazine.
which
No,
is
the
really-
magazine is
That's
fucked.
That's so fucking weird.
Yeah.
Like why?
No,
He was programmed.
Well, and all British people do bleed milk, so that's accurate.
but I love the like futuristic retro technology.
Yeah, me too.
Mother is a concept that we don't play with like hardly any of the sequels. Like it seems like that technology is phased out by aliens that I can think of.
Well,
Does
mother, yeah,
does Resurrection have father?
Fathers
Yeah,
and
I think-
Yes.
Yeah.
which
okay,
you know what's funny is Mother comes back in Predator Badlands, which is like the farthest in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
so
true.
like, did they bring Mother back?
I get. Yeah, that's the only thing that's like dubious about the canon is I'm not sure if Badlands can be canon with Resurrection if it's set after Resurrection. But whatever, it's fine.
No, Clone Ripley is going to be in the next Predator movie.
Oh God.
I will walk out.
Why? Clone Ripley's
it's
cool.
Yeah, so Mother's in Alien, Prometheus, Covenant, and then Badlands. I think those are the. Oh, and
Is
Romulus.
Romulus, yeah.
Romulus. I do love the way Walter says "mother,"
Mother.
mother.
But yeah, we love Mother, and that's the other. It's just such Alien is just such a unique blend of all those different ideas. Like you have the Lovecraftian space terror, but then you also have the corporate like cover up, or you have the conspiracy element, you know, because there's also like a post Watergate movie, and we're playing with that. It's a really cool blend of all these different ideas, and I know like the inclusion of the robot came later, and that's something the writer Dan O'Bannon wasn't a fan of, but I obviously think it works for the movie. And
Yeah.
then becomes a big part of the mythology. It's just a cool twist on top of there's just a monster on board, killing everybody, or Jaws in space, as he described it. But the robot twist, I think, is just a cool extra layer to it. And the crew expendable revelation is just so chilling.
I'm going to be on the minority here. I like the robot twist here because it's a backseat and serves the horror. The one thing that I would change about this franchise is its fucking obsession with synths. I hate it. Too many movies that I potentially would like get derailed by their obsession with exploring the synth background. Do that in another franchise. This is Alien, not synth.
I mean, I
like the robots.
I like them, and usually there's only like one per movie. I don't think it's that big of an issue.
What I'm saying though is a lot of the times it kind of takes over the main plot of the movie in some of the sequels, whereas this is more of like a subplot that adds to the plot, and I wish more sequels would do that.
I mean, I love Bishop in the next one, and Ripley's distrust of him, and then he ends up being a cool guy. You know,
No, that one
I like
doesn't-
how the other movies play with it.
Honestly, the worst synth is Winona Ryder.
Yeah.
No,
That's what I said earlier. That's the only bad synth.
And I haven't seen Earth, so maybe one of those suck, but I don't know.
No,
I like the robots in that. I think they're interesting.
Yeah, I had a thought about Alien and I forgot.
how dare
Alan.
you,
Alan.
Alan?
And with the characters, like we said, like you don't get a lot of backstory with them, but you get their vibes, and what matters is just how they respond to the situation. Not here's a 10-minute scene where I talk about my backstory and my life on Earth. Like the movie doesn't need any of that. Which just because I always have to complain about this makes me all the more baffled why the reception to John Carpenter's The Thing is as harsh as it is, given how acclaimed this movie was. Because The Thing is doing a lot of the same things, and a big complaint of that movie at the time was you don't know about these characters, you don't learn anything about them. Like, yeah, it's like The Thing, like it's the same structure, but you like them through the performance.
I have always said that people were too distracted by all the gore and special effects to pay attention to the movie.
That was definitely the big factor for sure. And yeah, Alien, it still works.
Yeah. And we mentioned before, I don't know too much about the original like scripts of this or the behind the scenes history, but I know that Dan O'Bannon was kind of upset that they didn't make it a farce, or that they took it more seriously than
That's
he
interesting. I haven't
originally.
heard that quote.
I haven't either.
Maybe not explicitly that, but I think he wanted to go in a more lighthearted direction.
Oh,
And
That's interesting.
what? That doesn't make any
Well,
sense, in my opinion.
What I heard from him, like I know he was very nervous about how this movie. Maybe he had like those reservations like while they were making the movie. Not gonna say this movie had a troubled production, but like there was definitely a lot of disagreements on how this movie should go from different people as they were making it. But I have heard a story from him like seeing the premiere, like dreading it, thinking like, oh, it's gonna be awful, like this is gonna ruin me, and like having this huge relief when it was good. And he was
Okay.
like, oh hey, this is actually pretty good. And then when the audience reacted to the chest burster scene, he was like, yes. So I don't know, like what I heard from him is that he had a great experience with it when it premiered. But
maybe that's just in retrospect now that it's a beloved classic. But
Sure.
I
And
haven't looked too far into it.
he's a writer who makes a lot of like really schlocky stuff where when you see his later work you can see how Alien could have gone when it was, almost a Roger Corman movie, and if it had a different
Yes.
director, like
Alien,
you
if
could
it was
see.
better.
Oh, but yeah, like you could see the schlockier version this could have turned into, and I like a lot of Dan O'Bannon's later work, like Life Force. I think is awesome, but obviously the way this movie turned out, like it's a fucking masterpiece. Like the tone, again, how serious it is, how believable it is, the technology, and how it's deliberately paced. Like it all just works.
But I think another thing of what's so cool about this is it is kind of like a Roger Corman movie or like a 50s sci-fi schlocky horror movie set in the real world or taken seriously. So it's got that groundedness to it that brings an extra dimension and just makes it great.
Yeah, it has the same approach Jaws does, where it's like a B monster movie, but done in this really elegant, artistic way.
Well, and no, it's real quick before we get too far away from the point you made with him wishing it was schlockier. It's interesting that he would say if he said that because he directs obviously Return of the Living Dead, which we'll be covering in 2 weeks.
Right.
But that movie exists because John Russo wanted to make a schlockier sequel to Night of the Living Dead. And George Romero didn't want to. So Romero went and made Dawn, and Russo got Dan O'Bannon and a bunch of other people and made Return of the Living Dead.
That's true. I forgot about that. It's an interesting connection right there. And then the other thing I was gonna say. It's one nitpick I'll say. I love the scene when you find out that Ash is a robot.
I know where you're going with this.
Really fucking creepy. Really well done. What kind of kills it for me is the awful ADR line from Yaphet Kotto.
Oh, okay. He's a robot. Ash is a goddamn robot.
Yeah. Because there's that amazing effect shot where they knock his head clean off, and it still looks good to this day. Like it's that effect still holds up. But then it's kind of ruined right after that. You hear him go, "Ash is a goddamn robot."
I was wrong. I thought what you were going to mention is that horrible edit. Like it's like the worst hard cut I've ever seen when they're fidgeting with Ash's fake head on the table, and then it just cuts to Ian Holmes' real head in makeup under the table, and it's like, if only we could just have like a reaction shot from somebody else in between those two shots, just looking like from Ripley or somebody, but instead you just have this horrible hard cut of a dummy head to Ian Holmes' real head, and that's just how it is.
They were really proud of how that dummy head looked and thought
they were
low.
Yeesh.
Like the color temperature doesn't match, like the makeup doesn't match.
Yeah.
Oh well. Most of the movie looks fantastic.
All right. We're over 2.5 hours. So real quick, Robert, no, is there anything else that you want to say before Hayden runs through his list real quick?
Nope. It's a masterpiece.
Yeah, I wish we had more time to talk about the original classic, but we do got to do a commentary on it.
We'll do a commentary and we'll talk for a full however long that movie is. I don't remember off the top of my head about it. Hayden, run through your list quickly. Quicker.
Okay. My number 9, AVPR. Don't See the Kill Me.
Correct.
Number 8, Alien Resurrection.
Oh my
Number
God.
7, Alien 3. Number 6, AVP. 5, Covenant. 4, Prometheus. 3, Aliens. 2, Romulus. 1, Alien.
You put Prometheus above Covenant, so I'll forgive putting 3 over Resurrection.
Oh.
Uh,
I might enjoy Resurrection more, but I can't. I don't know. 3.
It's your
makes
ranking.
nothing.
If you like it more, then you should put it where it belongs.
I'll say some of these were fucking hard to rate.
Yeah.
Because you have the movies that are more schlocky, and then the movies that are trying to be more serious. So, like I said, this was a way more difficult list for me to put together than Predator.
And then with Aliens and Romulus, Aliens is probably a better movie. I think I enjoy Romulus more.
Romulus is just what I want more from this franchise than Aliens. All right. I'm sorry.
It took me until last minute to find a placement for Covenant, just because when I watched that again, I was like, what the fuck? I'm so conflicted on this movie. Like,
Hell yeah.
Number 1.
I might have actually had to kill Noah if it was his number 1. All right.
No.
If you're watching after the fact, please consider hitting that like and subscribe. And as always, thank you for watching. If you're watching live, don't go anywhere. We're going to take a quick break and then play Dead by Daylight for about an hour-ish or so. It'll be me and Robert. We'll force Hayden to play, whether he wants to or not. I didn't say you had a choice.
I don't play trash.
That's not true.
Oh.
Dead by Daylight sucks.
That's no.
I hate that game. I hate Dead by Daylight.
That's because you're bad at it.
Okay.
But anyway, so stay tuned for that. Robert, how long will you need? Because I'll only need a couple of minutes.
Like 5 or 10 minutes.
Okay. Our next ranking video will be something a little different. We're not going to be doing a particular franchise. We are going to do our top 10 horror films of all time. So Noah, if you want to join in on that, just let us know. And that'll be in about a month and a half, because I want to do. Yeah. We still got to do. I want to get back to Buffy soon. We're trucking along, and there's certain episodes of season 4 that I want to see Robert's reaction to.
Oh boy.
If you're watching on YouTube, this stream will end and a new one will start. If you're watching on Twitch, it'll just be on a Be Right Back screen.
And I will be right back.
Okay.